Did any of them have an
Hello,
MSU?
and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have a very hype match for you. It's Winners Bracket Round 3 and it's Kohrek versus Maximum Barnage, and Kohrek actually created fairly sizable upset in this in the Crossworld Keysanity tournament. And tonight I am joined by Recitador and Chloe Prower, and I'm going to turn it over to you guys because I can do comms, but it's not my favorite thing. And
How's everybody?
I'm going to tell the runners to get ready.
How's everybody doing today? This is Recitador, and I'm joined by Chloe Prower. We're doing a cross keys race, Kohrek Maximum Barnage, seed 67 versus 35, I think. Although, of course, by now everyone should realize Kohrek's seed did not necessarily reflect his talent. He ended up at a lower seed for various reasons. Kohrek has won against Boyne and Bonta. I actually need to look up Maximum Barnage's path. I forget who he was up against. Ultima, actually, I think was the only match he's played so far. And this is going to be a pretty interesting race. Both these guys have done a lot of entrants, and I think they're both pretty good at it.
Yeah, I think Kohrek has like a slight advantage, definitely due to like execution and that sort of stuff, but you know, it's cross keys, we can see whatever happens. We got a mushroom super early though on Maximum Barnage's side.
Yeah, you see a mushroom that early, and the tendency is to turn it in just because you never know when you're going to see the potion shop, and early mushroom has has potential to lead to something good. We see a sanctuary in like the worst spot ever.
I know this is terrible. It doesn't lead to anything.
Yeah, depending on where the old man is, like that's just a very disappointing spawn.
I can't hear Maximum Barnage's stream, but I don't think that was the old man entrance cave.
Alright, we're gonna get a red rupee out of the house. Not much there. We'll see if Maximum Barnage wants to houlihan. He does have an extra reason to go up to the witch's hut with that mushroom.
Yeah, he's probably gonna do the fake flipper thing and hop up there and check that entrance and get the houlihan fast.
Yeah, it didn't sound like Kohrek fell down a ledge, so that's not the regular old man's.
Yeah, it's probably descent or something.
Now, houlihaning is good for an extra 225 rupees for resources, buying the bottle blender item, bombs, any hints you come across, maybe if you see the chess game, stuff like that. So rupees can be hard to find early in the match, and houlihaning takes some of the pressure off.
Found Turtle Rock back at the witch's hut. Not much we can do here, but that's the only way you can access that one chest, So I don't know about this fake flipper, but I can never seem to do it from the witch's hut screen. I can only do it from the other one.
It's finicky. I forget which way is easier. It usually takes me like 4 or 5 tries, so I just don't even bother. Kohrek, of course, making it look like it's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean... looks like we have just a fairy fountain here, so vanilla. Ooh,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know who had this starting route idea. Some guy named like Farim, I think.
Oh, okay. Farim says to hold up diagonal for the transition. That would make sense.
The Barnage not houlihaning, which is interesting. That could bite him if Zora comes into play early. Zora could be holding something good.
Maybe, but he is taking the south of Kakariko route, which is 2 bombs in these bushes. And you can farm them for as long as you want, depending on how much time you want to spend on them.
Yeah, and since you're going to have to walk Kakariko no matter what, based on the save and quit points, there's no reason not to go this way and grab a couple bombs.
Yeah, it looks like Kohrek's going to do the same thing.
Kakariko having the highest concentration of entrances, so pretty much the best bet early in the game if you want to find something to do. We find the front of desert at what is normally a gambling den.
Yeah, this is a good entrance for some free arrows, and there's one item that we have access to. But it's kind of a hike. And it's
Yeah,
definitely not the first thing you want to see.
Well, there's some money at least. You can also scout out a torch item and get a hint if there's some.
Small key on the torch, and Spike Glaive leaves 50 rupees.
Oh, that's a pretty valuable hint.
Yeah, that means they won't have to worry about mirroring at that one exit there.
Of course, there also are 2 connectors out of this dungeon, which you probably won't see people go for too quickly because they don't have a moon pearl, and there's a lot of entrances in Kakariko they'd be cut off from if they were to get sent somewhere else. They want to probably see if they can find something good in the area before choosing a connector to go through.
Early shop at Race Game Right. That's 10 bombs. Nice quick.
Yes, that's referring to this prize from Spike Cave, not actual Spike Cave entry. Looks like Kohrek's going to scout the race game. Going to see a small key there.
There's 2 small keys that we haven't been able to get.
Got Uncle at the magic bat, so we can just walk right in, get a couple of magic pots and a couple of items. Maybe check and hit a couple guards with some pots and see if we can't, get some rupees or something.
Yeah, this is good. This is one of the entrances you want to see over here. Ganon and the ferry are 2 other good ones, because it doesn't mean you have to waste time coming back later.
Yeah, this one and the one at the Lumberjack are ones you always want to see something like the ferry or the Uncle at. Got checkerboard. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a piece of heart checkerboard.
Yeah, a little bit of time to get it, but this early in the game, you don't have any hearts or, any kind of protection really, so Maximum Barnage is going to go ahead and...
Yeah, you don't know what's going to be required, so might as well grab some safeties early.
Yeah, there are some seeds that require some fairly early gross things.
Oh, well, that was early, but that mushroom led to nothing, though.
Yeah, it's still good to get it off your mind. Make sure that you know what the item is when you find it and don't have to maybe make a trek back to wherever the potion shop. Well, that was really stupid.
Helpful. But we did find Ice Palace, which... nothing we can do, but it's good to know where it is.
The hints that tell you stuff about what you already know because you're standing in that building or just the word. Find Bumper Cave in the Sick Kid's normal house. We can't do anything with that either, but it's a connector to keep in mind for later. We could have to go through that.
Yeah, that stinks, because those connectors are a hike and a half from Link's house.
They could still maybe find an early flute to make it a little less painful. We'll see. Some seeds do involve an awful lot of walking to start with because they have no good connectors, no good spawn points, and boots and flute are just really...
Now that is the top of Bumper Cave, which means it's accessible with both the hookshot and the cave, so that could be a thing to keep in mind.
Yes, we've had many runners in the past who have come up against that particular bumper and not known you could hookshot through that, and unfortunately had their runs die.
Another early hint. That one's good, and it cuts off another entrance.
Yeah, also pretty valuable. Worth the 20 rupees, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, one less thing you have to worry about, especially if you're, like, hunting down medallions.
Bottle vendor giving a slight return for the money. Nothing worth the while there. We got the vanilla well, so that's another load off their mind.
That's good. Does mean Lumberjack and Pyramid Drop are both single items, though. Or, yeah.
Still haven't seen Ganon either, I believe, so...
That's right. So,
I think we're also still missing the fairy.
We're missing the bat. The fairy was vanilla. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh, never mind. I thought the bat was up there. Okay, never mind. I got it. I got it. Well, they're doing good on money, so Maximum Barnage doesn't seem to be hurting too bad for not hula-hitting.
I bet you like more bombs. Yeah, I mean, they're about the same. There's nothing either one has checked more than the other. I think the only reason Kohrek is ahead because he was a little bit faster with the fake flipper.
So Kohrek, reaching the end of Kakariko, took a chance there on that connector. Didn't get cut off, but he did find the way to Floating Island, which could come into play at some point. Could still even come into play as a bunny. And we find Hookshot Cave right next to it. Yet another connector that we could go through. We can't get any items out of it, at least.
Yeah, this is Connector Village. But that connector up to Death Mountain is actually really strong. It's Floating Island, which is pretty much all of East Side Light Death Mountain once you get the Mirror, and Dark Death Mountain when you get the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, and it's not a connector that takes a long time to get through, so that's always nice. Oh, we found Ganon in the Lost Woods, so that's another load off their mind. Lumberjack. Yeah, Lumberjack is still coming up, so we still don't know if there's an item behind it just yet. Ooh, we got a book in the woods. Are we going to get the pedestal check? Yeah, we are.
So there is an item behind Lumberjack now, because the last 3 drops we're missing are all one item. It's Forest Thief, Lumberjack, Vanilla, and Bat.
Well, at least on the other 2, they can connect. They can scout it out. So if it's the magic bat, we're gonna have a question. By the way, this is now a technical pedestal seed, since that was a small key to Turtle Rock. Just a technical pedal seed, not necessarily an actual pedestal seed. But they're going to get a lot of progression for pendants thrown at them, because the game's going to expect them to get all of those before they can get all the crystals. So there could be a lot of bait in.
That'll be interesting. That's an interesting key to see. They have access to the right side of Turtle Rock, which means they can technically do it with 2. And if they find the back, they can do it with 1.
Yeah, they're very much not gonna need that key, but the game's gonna expect them to need it. So we got the magic bat at the Lumberjack, so we get the question mark.
Yeah, so we can't even check what the item is.
Yeah, there would be a lot of weird circumstances needed to happen for them to be required to need that 4th key. And as a matter of fact, I think since we already know where the middle of Turtle Rock is, there's basically no way they could possibly need that. Alright, Kohrek gonna go ahead and check the back of Escape. I think Maximum Barnage is actually heading there too. They're just taking slightly different routes. So we're gonna get a simultaneous check here. 3 free items.
Yeah, this is good. This is an easy one to get to. Though it does kind of lock you off from doing anything else, so you have to save and quit out of it.
So, interestingly, I don't think Kohrek checked the pedestal. Oh, big key to Misery Mine. And a hammer, that's pretty nice. So, Maximum Barnage has the knowledge that this is a actual, quote-unquote pedestal seed. So he may, know that there's a reason he's getting all these pendant items, but not necessarily need to do the pendants. But Kohrek is not going to have that information offhand.
I mean, it does depend on what drops too. If you get dragged to a pendant dungeon, you might finish it anyway, but...
Yeah, there are other reasons. There might still be stuff on some of the bosses, but it's just going to be one of those interesting things that the seed is going to be pushing at them, and knowing or thinking that because the logic thinks that you should have all 4 keys, and although we know we can ignore it. Saw a big key on the Hylia Island, so that's going to be something on their minds to come back to. So we've got a few different keys that they can see but not quite reach. And we see a sword. Very early sword. That's always a nice...
Yeah, that is good. I have the book. I wonder if that'll drag them to desert next after these few.
If you were going to have to go to the sections that have a glove-locked entrance with that book, it would be a little more interesting to go to desert, I think.
Yeah. Going desert is 3 entrances. Going the other way is still 3 entrances, but...
It's a kind of a longer walk to go the other way. I haven't really found a lot of interesting stuff yet. A lot of connectors they could possibly go through at some point, which makes you play connector roulette. You know, it's very easy to choose the wrong or the right connector dead last out of all your connectors. And considering that most of them are in town, that's a lot of walking if you end up having to go back and check multiple times.
Alright, so Kohrek is heading down to right side. Let's see, fairy fountain down here. And just some rupees.
Yeah, I think the next step is to go to the desert area. It's got a few entrances you can check on the way. The Light World Hype Cave, which is normally a fairy fountain, the dam. Then you can hit up the 2 entrances on the way to desert. And then actually do Desert Main with the book.
Pearl!
Oh.
That
Well,
opens up a lot.
yeah, pretty few Moon Pearl, and it makes connectors a lot more interesting.
Kohrek already knows about a really good Dark World access. I think that gives him 5 entrances up there.
Yep, but well, there's one lock behind a glove that he can't quite get at. Also, there's the question of do you go right or do you go left out of there or do you jump down? So that's a little
That's
bit
true.
of a thing to consider. But whenever they reach connectors, they won't be as hesitant to go through them now. Speaking of connectors, we got Hyrule Castle. We have 3 items here they can reach, and we have Eastern on the other side. So Kohrek has 3 in-logic items and a 4th one he can reach. Maximum Barnage has 1 in-logic item and 2 more he can reach. 3 if he knows the Dark Room. He does have a sword, so that's going to make it a...
Yeah, he'll probably do the Dark Room and just clear this out. He's already done the back of Escape, so there's no reason to save scum the key. And there's our first of 3 Turtle Rock keys. I say 3 because we're only getting 3 this seed.
Well, we may get ourselves a blind pull by Kohrek later since he didn't check the pedestal.
That's true, that's true.
That makes routing slightly easier in Turtle Rock. That's about all that's worth, really. If for some reason Laser Bridge is inaccessible other than going through the middle, they're going to really need 2 keys, and that should be about it. They would need all 3 probably if both ends of Turtle Rock are somehow inaccessible, except for through the...
Yeah, that would be interesting, but Turtle Rock's weird. It usually shows up wherever you kind of don't want it.
Yeah, we do have a lot of potential entrances for Turtle Rock Landing still, so we don't know the layout just yet. We'll see as we start building our map. Escape so far not super great. Yeah, just a lot of crap there, really.
And Barnage is gonna bomb himself to death here.
I saw a hint that said can be found in Palace of Darkness, but I totally missed the first one. So I don't know what can be found in Palace of Darkness. I guess the Cane of Burn is not the worst thing ever. It's just not super.
I mean, it's an early weapon, early immunity.
Did anybody happen to catch that hint in chat that said what could be found in the Palace of Darkness? But both of them in dark rooms. The GT big key. That is. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's see. Did we haven't determined what the we know there's an item up there. We just haven't determined which it is, which drop.
It depends on where the GT big key is. If they get stuck behind one of the 6 key doors, then you might be able to safely ignore it.
These guys probably only need 4 to clear, depending on if they find the bow or hammer first. I think Barnage got the chest, but I didn't see a text box. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was a dark item. I think it may have been more money, but I don't have my sound on for him.
Yeah, I don't either. Alright, we're going to get a connector check on Barnage's side. He does have a Moon Pro. That's not a... that would be interesting if you had the mirror. It's kind of more interesting to go through connectors from where he's at, because if he goes all the way to South Shore, he is going to have to cut off Orphan and entrance, so he may just want to see where this goes. This could be something good. Front of Desert, meanwhile, being a whole lot of crap.
Yeah, all of Desert area was nothing besides Eastern Palace, and I don't think he found anything in it. And unfortunately, Barnage finds the top of Desert, but is trapped. Without the glove, he can't get anywhere from there.
Yeah, I decided to go ahead and go back. I think he's actually marching to Kakariko right now to try one of those mini connectors that they found over there.
Yeah, he might go through Desert first because that's the earliest one.
Kohrek's doing his South Shore check over here. Gonna find the castle. Probably do pretty much the same thing Barnage did. We'll see if he wants to continue on or try to find another connector from here, because he's not going to get anything out of this as a connector at the...
Yeah, Castle didn't turn up anything.
So it looks like we're skipping Desert for now.
Maybe he's going to one of the faster ones? Possibly the old lady one that Kohrek already did.
Yeah, that is like the fastest and easiest one to get through, so that might be his first target.
Yeah, it looks like it. So he's going to find the top of Death Mountain too.
So he'll be able to get maximum of 3 entrances out of this. It'll just depend on whether he wants to go left or down, or if he wants to go at all. Looks like he's going to check Hookshot Cave first.
That's fair. Hookshot Cave's a little more of a hike, and he knows if he drops down, he loses the access to go back at all.
Yeah, I think he's hoping for a more entrance-dense area outside of Hookshot, outside of another connect.
Yeah, that entrance just gets really strong when they find the mirror, but without that, it's a little bit rougher.
Of course, the mirror could, in fact, be sitting in one of those entrances. It's just sort of the game you play and the dice you roll. But here we got a few more entrances on this side on East Death Mountain, so he may just go ahead and go.
This one is also locked when he drops down, though, so he's got to make the gamble.
He's got a one more total entrance out of this, so I think he's going to go this way.
Oh, we find the bottom of Spectacle Rock.
Yes, for an immediate addition to Connector Roulette.
He might go back to that, just grab the item afterwards. In the back of Turtle Rock, too.
And we have a blue cane, so... Wait, no, the blue cane might not be in logic. How far down in the castle?
I don't think it was the front entrance one. Wait, I don't think... Was it in the castle at all?
I want to say it was. I just don't remember if it was the first or second chest. If it was first chest, this is in logic. But so far, it's not anything.
I mean, yeah, this so far been nothing. It's still good to do these 4 chests. It's possible value. Oh, okay. Someone's saying second chest, so...
Okay, so this would not be in logic just yet, but still, if you know laser skips, or, I mean, you can just use the cane. Just use doing small key to Ice Palace. Good for routing. Not super exciting. It's definitely a key you can get around very easily. Kohrek doing his Dark Cross. I got his sound on, so maybe we can hear if he hear what he gets. Yep, it was money.
Yeah, it looks like it was just money.
Alright, East Death Mountain, so far kind of not exciting, but he's going to have another connector to try from here. Well, we got Hera, but we can only get 2 items out of here right now, and a
That's a pity because we have such a good weapon for it too. And just 5 rupees on the floor drop.
Okay, well that's not a bad hint.
Yeah, that's good to know. Depending on where it is, it could be locked behind Pedestal too.
Well, we already know it's definitely... We've already eliminated a couple chests out of there, but there's still, what, 8 checks in there that it... Well, actually, I think it would say on Trinex if it was on Trinex, so...
Oh, that's
7,
true.
probably.
So 7, as long as it's not in the main... The vanilla big key chest. It wouldn't be locked behind Ped.
And we are going to go ahead and hit up this other connector, because otherwise he's just cut off here. Maybe this will spit him out somewhere interesting. Kohrek, meanwhile, also doing the same as Barnage. He's not going to continue on South Shore without a glove. He's going to play connector roulette. But which connector will he go through?
That's good to know. That is desert directly, and now he knows he does. Book sealed passage leads to a common shop.
Oh, hey. Well,
so
there you go.
Barnage hasn't checked desert yet, but that's one less entrance he has to check.
Kohrek decided on desert on his end, so we're going to get a couple possible connectors here. Barnage, meanwhile, gets his way to the Palace of Darkness area with the connector from Spectacle Rocks. So this is, 4 entrances? 3 entrances over here. And he could check the pyramid item, and he could also use his hammer to go further south into the Dark World.
Yeah, they have access to a lot of stuff.
I did not see where Desert Right went out, but Kohrek didn't seem interested in it.
I can't tell by his map.
Oh, it looks like, wait, oh, Bumper Ledge. Oh, well, that's kind of interesting.
And he ends up in North Hyrule, which is alright, I guess. It's one less thing you have to come back to, since that club spot's kind of orphaned.
Yeah, he's going to check a couple more connectors. Barnage doesn't seem to have found too much in the pod area.
Yeah, he's going to pod proper now.
Interesting that Kohrek didn't jump down if he came out on Bumper Ledge.
Yeah, he came in the Dark World and then he just went back in to check Desert. Kohrek's up on.
Yeah, he already knew where the old lady house went, so went ahead and did Hookshot Cave this. Oh, he exited on the Light World version of Bumper Ledge. Okay, that makes a lot more sense then. So that would be the Death Mountain descent exit.
Pod not leading to anything. There's just too many entrances available to them right now. They have access to pretty much all of South and East Dark World.
Yeah, we haven't found a good way to Western Dark World, but I wouldn't be surprised if one exists somewhere in our region. Looks like Maximum Barnage has struck out over here for now. Let's see. The only thing he can do over here otherwise is go to the pyramid and get the one item that's there. The question is he going to take that walk, or is he just going to go south? Because there's a lot more to do that.
I don't know. I would grab the pyramid at this point. Then again, you could be waiting for the mirror so we could get to the top of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, and that would only backfire if the mirror was sitting up there, and we know that that would never happen in randomizer.
Of course not.
I was waiting until I found X, and then X just turned out to be there.
But at this point, he's mostly just entrances, and we haven't seen any of the 5-item caves yet.
Yeah, there's still an awful lot at large. We have not found a lot of exciting stuff yet. Such as this pyramid item, very unexciting.
10 arrows that you just immediately drop because you don't have any capacity for them.
It's going north. You can actually check this dark witch's hut up here with the hammer. Then it's going to be a long walk down to the South Dark World again, so he may save and quit out and try something different.
I think he might hike it because getting back to this point is kind of a hike on its own.
Yeah, they haven't got a lot of great options right now. Everything is just kind of like go through this series of connectors.
Yeah, I think he's going to go for as efficient as possible.
Oh, I think he's actually going to do some shenanigans.
I like shenanigans.
A little bit of fake flipper. He's got to be careful. If he comes out of this whirlpool, he might get a bomb dropped on his face, and that will end his adventures. And these guys... Oh, he got out.
Yeah,
speaking of shenanigans, Kohrek's just going to check the other side of Spectacle Rock for us instead of going straight.
Well, they ended up at the same spot. That's odd.
We see Thieves Town. I'm getting a little bit of buffering right now, so I can't see if we're finding anything.
Just 20 rupees in the first chest so far. It's weird that Spectacle Rock just kind of led to the same spot. Going to the second chest. And a lamp. That is clearly not in logic, but that is interesting to find.
Did we see if there was another connector out of these three yet? Because if there was, then potentially it could be unlocked.
Because the bombable... Well, maybe the lift spot was, but the bombable one was the...
Oh yeah, we can't check the rock yet, so...
The bombable one led to Spectacle Rock, so...
Yeah, so theoretically not in logic yet.
Yeah.
We don't 100% know.
I don't know what Maximum Barnage is doing. He can't get out of here. Oh, well, he actually can check the bomb entrance still.
Well, that'll give him another route back to where he was. Probably the minimum amount of walking.
Yeah, if he wants to take it and go south. I don't know.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, yeah, he fake flipper. Never mind. I was about to say something.
Yeah, I don't know if you can fake flipper out of here.
I think you can, but I feel like going through Spectacle Rock might have been the quickest way to get out of there. Because it goes right back to where he's going anyway. Also, there's a lot of there's a lot of weird land, masses over here you can easily jump out on accident.
Oh yeah, and that will ruin your fake flipper, and you'll be.
And then there's that guy.
Oof.
Yeah, I think it would have been a little easier to just go through Spectacle Rock, but now we're gonna see what he wants to do because he does have some other connectors to choose.
Yeah, that is a.
He hasn't tried desert yet, so he may go for that.
Yeah, but he does know that the desert entrance doesn't lead to anything.
No, I meant like actual desert, like inside desert. Like the dungeon.
Oh yeah, then yeah. He might do that then.
Kohrek cleaning up on the pod side, not gonna find a heck of a lot, so he may go north or he may go for the entrance density and just dip south as soon as he gets out of it. Maximum Barnage really not going to find much going this way, so he may go ahead once he comes out of desert over here by town. Go ahead and start checking out the Dark Death Mountain. 3 entrances he can get to fairly easily without going through that whole chain of connectors that he already went through. Question is, which 3 will he check? And we haven't really had a lot of clear signs about where to go either, because we
No,
have not really found anything of note.
found 2 Ice Palace keys, but nothing we can do really in Ice Palace without a fire source. Other than that,
Okay, so Barnage going back through desert to go. I'm not sure where. If he's going back to town, I think he may be taking the long way at this point.
yeah, he's not overthinking it too much.
Or did he not go out of the right side already?
I think he might have marked the right side as being in Dark World.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, that could lead to this happening right now. Kohrek, meanwhile, went south instead of going for that one single check in the witch's hut, which I do not blame him for. All right, now I don't know. I still don't know where Barnage is going.
I think he confused himself. It's alright. He's probably gonna go back to Desert Center now and just go north from there.
Alright, first entrance, kind of a strikeout on Kohrek's side. We got Hype Cave incoming, although we don't know what it actually is.
I'm actually hoping for an actual Hype Cave. Oh, hey! Well, whatever.
Well,
Is it typical Hype Cave?
small key to swamp and a flute.
Okay,
That's
alright.
pretty nifty. That's Death Mountain access, so that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, that's left side Death Mountain, which is something they didn't have. And Swamp Small is just an ice rod.
Barnage doing what I figured, going after Dark Death Mountain since he got cut off the other way. Finds a hint to the fact that the Waterfall Fairy Cave is worthless. Not bad. Kohrek finding a connector, which is not at the end of his route, really, so he's going to have to cut himself off here. But he does have that flute, so I'm sure he's a little bit more excited about the prospect of doing that.
Yeah, this is a nasty connector, especially if you don't have what you... Oh. Look at that bomb jump.
Yeah, we actually saw Jay Coper doing this yesterday, and we were all pretty much just like, why have we never done that?
Well, it's because we're never here without, like, you know, a hookshot or a mirror. I actually don't think in vanilla it's possible to get over here without a hookshot or a mirror. Speaking of hookshot, that was worth the trip.
Yeah, I think he's going to be happy for taking that connector now. Looks like Maximum Barnage is going to clean up the South Shore now. He's kind of running out of stuff to do besides going back through the same connectors that which looks like it's going to be what he needs to do.
That said, it didn't lead anywhere left of the right side desert exit, which is literally the most useful exit in the game.
But now we've got ourselves a flute, and we got ourselves a whole lot more access. We can get all the entrances on Death Mountain West, and we can even do those 2 in the Dark World, so that would give Kohrek a little more incentive to jump straight down whenever he gets around to checking Dark Death Mountain.
I think Kohrek's gonna hike over to Hookshot Cave right away, because that's pretty close to the flute spot.
Yeah, he's gonna activate the flute, check Hookshot Cave, and then I imagine go straight up Death Mountain. Meanwhile, Barnage has found his way to Eastern Palace. I think the only thing Kohrek really got out of here of note was a Turtle Rock key.
Yeah, I don't even think the hint was any use.
I don't remember. No, it was the one that said that there was the GT big key, I think. So,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
kind of not really great useful, but yeah, because it's not like you're not gonna just check everything in pod when you get. All right, we have freed the duck, and we're gonna hit a Hookshot Cave check here, and then go up the mountain and start having ourselves an entrance.
4 items in Hookshot Cave. And he just bought bombs too, and that little squid thing dropped a 4-drop or an 8-drop for him.
Oh, we got a Master Sword. That's pretty nice. He does have money to spare. Oh, and some flippers. So we're starting to get some more stuff here. Lamps now in Logic.
Yeah, Flippers adds Lamp, and now Zora's in Logic too.
Everybody's favorite place. Oh, looks like we're not going straight to the mountain. It looks like we're going to do flipper stuff first.
Put those slippers to use.
Barnage having the a slightly more visible time here in the dark rooms of Eastern. But, yeah, not a hard room anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it adds a ton of time in those rooms.
Yeah, it kind of depends. If you have a sword, it's fairly fast. If you're without a sword, it's probably a little bit of extra feeling. Barnage is doing a death warp. Is he at? I think Eastern is at Agnes Cave, right? So he may be checking the desert.
It's at the Fairy Cave.
Oh, okay, it is the one before it. Okay. Yeah, so he's got one more cave to check.
Yeah, one more useful cave.
Presuming he did not forget already about the desert hit. Alright, I don't think Kohrek got the Waterfall Fairy hint, so he's probably going to check that.
He's going to find his boring house. But Barnage should remember, so he did not have to check desert.
So he's starting to run out of options besides following the same path that he was on before. So he may go ahead and do that. He could also go left out of Death Mountain, out of Floating Island, and check the other 2 caves on Dark Death Mountain. But he does know there's a lot more entrances to the South Dark World if he goes that way. So we'll see what he wants to do.
Yeah, that seems to be what the seed wants you to do anyways. Drag you down and grab that Hookshot and flute.
This is always kind of a annoying coin flip because if you guess wrong, you are going to have to walk back to town again.
Zora paying 10%.
Looks like he's doing the death... Oh, he was thinking about Death Mountain, then I think he realized I've got a lot more entrances in the South Dark World that I could potentially get to. It's a couple of connectors. It's a little bit more time to get to those entrances, but factoring in the walk from town, I think this is the better choice.
I agree, and not just because we know what he's going to find.
We got a bomb shop, Desert Palace, and Tower of Hera, 5-6 crystals today.
Good knowledge, and those are fairly easy dungeons. We already know where Hera is, too.
Alright, we get a hint NPC. Let's see if he's got something good. Nope.
Not in this mode.
Alright, we got a few more caves here, one of which we know is the Old Man Rescue Cave, although that could potentially be in Hera as well, so if we don't have the mirror, we wouldn't be able to... Maximum Barnage has made his way through all the connectors back to South Dark World, or almost to South Dark World. He's got to get through this hammer pegs first. He should be happy to find his flute and potentially his hookshot if he goes through the connector instead of cutting himself off, or instead of being afraid of cutting himself off and checking the rest of the stuff in the south.
Hey, fetch quest. I'm liking all these one-item caves that are up here. Means that you don't have to come back.
Although I'm sure Kohrek would like to see some gloves or maybe some boots or something more exciting than a shovel.
Yeah, flute's the only travel item that they got. Ooh.
Did we not see this from Kohrek?
No, Kohrek didn't check this.
Oh, this is the bomb shop. I think he went south and was intending to go north to the bomb shop, and then he found Super Bunny.
I wonder if Barnage is going to find something here.
So far, so bad. Oh, we got a small key to Mire. That's super useless.
One is good, but
Alright, well, Kohrek didn't miss a damn thing. On the old man rescue over here on his side, I don't think we've seen where that front end is yet. We'll have to find it via save and quit.
yeah, we haven't seen Old Man Front, and we don't know where this cave comes from either, so... But with the lamp, we'll be able to actually check what caves are now. They've only seen one dark room.
Alright, Barnage finding his hype cave inside of hype cave.
Yeah, this one will be considerably better than the Blind's Hut one.
Oh, hey. Kohrek found something exciting.
That is definitely good. Good footwear.
I'm sure he's a lot more happy about those than the shovel and the other various crap he's found.
That gives him access to that small key in desert too, which...
Okay, that's an interesting hint. Bombos may be something they want to go after, though. Kind of depends on what the medallions for entry are. Don't actually know that.
Yeah, I mean, they have a fire source and the hookshot now. Meyer is almost full clearable.
Yeah, they don't have enough keys for the bombos to be in logic, although we don't actually care about all that. Oh, Barnage is going to skip the hookshot.
Oof.
I mean, he's got the flute, so he's going to be able to get boots and stuff like that, but he'll be leaving the flippers alone for...
Yeah, flippers and sword.
I understand his reticence at this point because he has cut off his route a couple times and it's bit him a few times, so he's probably afraid of cutting himself off again and just finding junk and having to do all of this again.
Hopefully he comes back after archery.
I mean, he's not going to have a lot of great options after that, so I wouldn't be entirely surprised to see him walk all the way back. Oh, well, Kohrek found another way up to Dark Death Mountain.
And Barnage found a nice rod. Stumpy hanging on to it. Again, it's behind Pedestal is what needs the ice rod anyway, but...
Well, we found another connector on Maximum Barnage's side, so I think he's actually going to take that instead of going back to Hookshot. So maybe he'll find the other end of... Wait, no, he can't find the other end of Super Bunny Cave, so that's a problem. So maybe he'll find some gloves at some point, and that'll give him, you know, proper Dark World access, and he'll get it. I actually missed where the Frontal Man Cave came out of. Did you?
I don't think he saved and quit to it yet.
He did. Somebody mentioned it in chat, but I didn't see where it came from. They suggested that it wasn't very helpful. Oh, Spike Cave entrance.
Oh, Spike Cave. Okay.
I mean, I guess that's kind of useless, yeah.
I mean, if they have the mirror, but there's no dungeons on Death Mountain, it doesn't look like.
Oh, well, Barnage has got himself a little bit closer to Hookshot Cave via that connector, so that's actually pretty...
That actually really helps him out. That connector was really good for him.
Yeah, if that connector took him anywhere else, he was not getting Hookshot anytime soon. Kohrek, I think, was planning on going through Hookshot Cave, and then I think he realized that he had a couple more things he wanted to check.
Yeah, he has boots, so I think he's gonna not check that entrance. Okay.
Going for the shovel right now, it looks like.
Yeah, I would check those bonk rocks real quick. But...
He may have gotten excited and forgot about them.
Yeah. Just some more bombs. Already at full capacity, so... He's gonna futz around in TR with the hookshot.
Well, he does have 2 items that he can get in here. One is outside of logic, but fairly easy to grab. He doesn't know that the 4 Turtle Rock key is on the pedestal, but he'll probably grab this one. He's got a master sword. It won't be hard to grab. A lot of times, if you come in here with no equipment, the easiest and 1 key, the easiest thing to do is just pretend like Pokey doesn't exist.
Interesting strat, but it works. It'll be interesting if this item is important.
Nope.
Well, so much for that.
Walked by the pedestal, I guess the odds were against it.
Yeah.
Barnage, meanwhile, taking his little trip to town, gonna activate his flute, probably go mess around on the mountain. Well, I expect he'll probably pick up his flippers and stuff first. Probably go up to the mountain, get his boots in short order. That opens up 2 entrances for them pretty much right away. The others they would need to find a way. Well, they already have a way to get to the one in the Dark World by Link's house or behind the bomb shop. It would just be obnoxious to get to it.
So, nothing in Turtle Rock so far. I wonder if Kohrek's going to check the other entrance he has access to. Oh, yeah,
Looks like he will. It's fairly easy sequence, or fairly easy to get through this. It's not really a sequence break with the hookshot, but easy bomb jump, easy bomb.
We're on Turtle Rock Middle. Ooh, to Ganon's Tower.
This seems valuable.
Interesting. He has access to all of left side too. Even without keys, he might be able to scrounge up enough to get through some of it.
He will have to skip the fireball room if he wants to get everything over here, but I mean, that's an easy enough skip. It's not that hard to get back to once you come back to.
And our first bottle. Barnage picked up his little hookshot bonus there.
Looks like he may go straight. Nope, he's gonna check flipper stuff too.
Yeah, it's fine. It's out of the way. It's a pain.
Alright, so these would be the only 4 items in logic with this key set right now, which is a big key to Thieves Town for start.
That puts a lot of the rest of Thieves Town into logic besides the boss and the big chest.
Actually, it only puts the maiden chest in.
Yeah, that's right, because the other chest is...
So I don't think Kohrek will be super big on diving that unless he gets a hit that the big chest is cracked.
Is gonna save the key.
He's got a lot of other stuff to do before going for that one in logic check, and Thieves Town would come up at. So he's got 4 more in the rando room and 4 more on his way to or around the Ice Armos area. So we'll see if he gets anything here. Most of this stuff's locked behind a lot more GT small keys, but key logic is stuff you can short circuit.
Yeah, rando room is technically 4 small keys, but you can get here with 0, so. And Barnage is going to head up the mountain now.
Well, we got Quake. I think we still have no determination if that's important or not. And our first House of Darkness key? Or second? No, I think it's his first.
Yeah, we haven't found a lot of keys this seed. A lot more items than keys, actually.
Yeah, the seeds usually tend to go one way or the other. It feels like give you a lot of good items, or give you a lot of keys and a whole lot of nothing item-wise.
We did see that Quake was Turtle Rock front, but still a long way off to being able to do anything with that.
And Kohrek having Master Sword is going to have a fairly easy Ice Armos fight. Well, he's also got the Cane of Burna, so between those two, he should have a fairly easy to do fight.
Burna Armos is a lot of fun.
Sword Beams is pretty fun on my side, or as far as I think, as far as that goes.
Yeah, you might Burna and just stick him against the top wall.
Unfortunately, taking a hit before he can get the last one down, so we're gonna have to go resort to some poke. Barnage getting his mystery hint about Bombos's location. Still don't know if it's useful. Oh, that seems pretty useful, but that is locked behind at least 3 keys. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
interesting.
3 keys, and that's stuff back there.
We haven't found a 1 yet. That could, in fact, be the mitts.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be. GT keys have been stingy so far unless they find a pile of them. But he's gonna put them to use.
No reason not to. And one glove is as good as another. We haven't actually checked any of the South Shore ice rod area over here. Given that we didn't have a glove, we were trying to avoid it. And we found ourselves an ice rod cave in the ice rod area. And the big key to Turtle Rock. Probably wishing you had found that before you checked the Turtle Rock big chest, but it's not hard to get back to.
No, he can get there pretty quick with just flute, because it's right at Witch's
It's
Hut.
fairly out of logic at this point until we find out where the other gloves are, at least.
That's true, but it's only 1-2 checks if he wants to keep going.
He does have proper Dark World access and can probably short circuit his way to the other gloves anyway.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna grab it real fast.
You can actually get 2 checks in here. Got another Palace of Darkness key. Barnage has found his boots, and he's got a couple more checks to do here, I think. Maybe checking the Dark World? I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like it. And a GT key, so...
Yeah, that glove had to have been mitts then, because the GT key was locked behind gloves.
Yeah, looks like it was.
Or Samaria, because we do have access to Turtle Rock back.
I lean towards it being glove locked. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it could be multiple access points to it too, really. Sometimes you end up with logic just meeting in the middle between various items. Oh, we got the dam.
Dam right under Link's house.
And I hear from a good source that there's an item available once you drain the dam, so you should probably go check that.
They have access to clear pretty much all of Swamp Palace. I'm pretty sure Kohrek got the Small Palace or Swamp Palace small key.
I want to say that was...
It was in Hype Cave, wasn't it? Yeah.
Have we actually found Swamp, though?
We haven't found the dungeon itself. But
yeah, it's basically full clearable once we get it.
ooh, Paradox Top.
Well, that seems pretty worthwhile. There may be another way to access this, given that it's under a glove, but...
7 items, yeah.
Turns out to be a little bit of junk under the water there.
Under the sea. Bottle
Got
number 2.
With a free blue potion this time. Where is Barnage going?
These 2 runners are getting pretty beefy. I'm not sure we're going to see any deaths that aren't intentional anymore.
Yet another Palace of Darkness key. They're starting to pile up now. We've got a powder, which I think we determined was at Aghanim, right? Or at the Lumberjack behind Aghanim 1. So that's probably not a really exciting thing to see.
Yeah, there's both an item at
All right, so we haven't actually found a connector over here as yet, and the glove is out of logic, so I don't think we're 100% sure how you're supposed to access Dark Sanctuary yet.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, Kohrek is riding the sequence break hard. Ooh. And that's a Turtle Rock small key, too.
I mean, it's very possible there's a connector over here that they have access to that we just haven't seen. Hookshot made Bumper Ledge and Bumper Cave in Logic, so...
Here's Spike Cave. We already know that this is only 50 rupees, but...
I think Kohrek got that hint, but it doesn't look like he remembers it.
I think he might have thought that it was the other hint. He's having trouble switching bottles.
Barnage, meanwhile, is in the dark ice or in the ice rod cave area without a glove because he's not found GT yet. So he's not going to get that Turtle Rock big key just yet. Looks like Kohrek's going to try to get himself back out of here with some spin speed action.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard with yeah, look at him go. Cane and boots.
I guess Barnage skipped the hobo before, so he's going to check that real quick. It's not really that exciting. Alright, so will we find a connector over here, or is there a glove somewhere that we should have had? Well,
we found a
connector.
We have boots at least, so it's not as terrible, but still terrible.
I wouldn't really be surprised if Bumper Ledge lets out somewhere in West Dark World.
That is true, we have the hookshot and we never checked through that.
Bumper Cave.
10 arrows, this is probably going to lead to a dead end.
Well, that's actually a pretty handy connector.
Yeah, we haven't been up here yet.
Gives us access to Hera, we can get the tablet item, we can get a couple of entrances on Death Mountain that we haven't got yet. Barnage is actually going to East Death Mountain via the Hookshot to maybe take a connector. I'm not sure because we checked everything over here already.
Yeah, we still don't know what the logic actually is. Though it is probably Bumper Cave at this point.
So it looks like Barnage wants to go back to West Dark World. I'm not 100% sure what he's looking for. Possibly the Bonk Rocks behind the bomb shop. That's really about the only thing he hasn't done over there.
No, he already knows that because the archery game led to it.
Wait,
that's how the archery game went to the.
Oh, right. Yeah, you raise a good. So I'm not 100% sure what he's going for.
We found Agam Tower though, or Castle Tower.
Oh, he's gonna hook over. Oh, they have the hook shot. Duh.
Oh, so all of Left Dark World is in access. That's fine. All right.
It's almost like we never play open.
I haven't played open in so long. I don't even know how this game works. No, everything is fine. We're fine now.
So it turns out, if you have a hook shot, you can come over here and hook your way to West and find your way to Paradox Cave, the north.
Yeah, this is Paradox Cave mid, so as long as he doesn't go at the top though, because he'll be stuck and have to re-hike all the way around.
Kohrek, meanwhile, going after this key on the torch, and he already knows the connectors to this suck, so I think he's just specifically coming for. He's got the biggest, the small key of the game, really. So, oh, we got a Skullwoods key. Not super exciting. Oh, he has a glow, so he's probably going to finally check the Sanctuary drop down. This does come out right over there.
Yeah, though I'd be looking for that Swamp Palace as quick as I could at this point. It's probably going to be on the left side Dark World somewhere.
Oh, and also he's never checked these Bonk Rocks yet. So he's got a couple different things over here. Just kind of trying to chain things together as much as possible. And he knows that this is either Lumberjack or Thief, so he's just going to drop straight in and save the time of scouting it.
Yeah, this is a guaranteed item, so...
Ganon is at the Lost Woods. Ooh, that's not super exciting to see, given that we found powder.
Yeah, and we just found Aga Tower. He just left, so...
Yeah, I think that was somewhere on Death Mountain, East Death Mountain.
I think it was Spiral Cave entrance?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I didn't see which way he dropped down, but he already knew what was at the bottom behind the rocks. So yeah, he could have gone either. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be I don't feel very great about finding any Agatower keys, knowing that you have the powder and it's easily accessible.
Oh, okay, it was the fairy fountain one then. Or the fairy refill one. Yeah, the biggest issue right now is the mini Moldorm. But Barnage doesn't have that glove, which is giving him a lot slower Dark World access.
He may find one soon enough. I think he's in the Village of Outcasts right now, or somewhere near there.
Oh, there it is.
Logic achieved. Oh, well, he's got a lot of good stuff in here. Got a bow, got a... So Barnage has found his way to the real glove that he's supposed to have right now. At some point, I'm sure he'll find some mitts in Ganon's tower, but he has found a logical way through.
Yeah, it depends on how important those mitts are. They might not be required for a while. But Kohrek's gonna have them soon.
Small key to tower repair, not a key that you really care to see. I expect that Kohrek is probably going to have mitts before too long. He's going to make his way to the Village of Outcasts before it gets too much later. Did a digging game check, which I think we saw on Barnage's side already, and was not a... Oh, we found the regular way to Old Man's Cave, so that means one of the other dark caves that we saw... Well, I guess it could... No, we found the back moment. So the one dark cave that we saw, I think, at the castle is one of the Death Mountain Descent entries.
Right, and we don't know where that comes out, so that could be anywhere. Could be a mire access or something useful.
Kohrek getting his ice rod. Gonna save him quick here because he doesn't have a really good path from there. Probably go to Village of Outcasts at this point. He's got a lot of entrances around that area to check. Gonna find himself some mitts in a pretty convenient spot.
Hopefully Barnage remembers this is 50 rupees.
Yep, looks like he probably does remember that hit. Alright, Kohrek going to the Village of Outcasts, so he should soon have a tempered sword, some mitts, and a bow, I believe it.
I think Barnage wants to go to Skullwoods.
Oh, Kohrek's gonna do the thing first, though, so he's about to get his logical, his information about this being a technical ped seed, the best kind of ped seed.
Nope, I guess Barnage forgot about the Spike Cave hint.
Well, it is easy to forget which hints are from which seed. I find myself getting a little turned around as to whether I actually got a hint for something this seed or the last seed.
That is true.
He's also going to spin speed his way out of here, it looks like. Although he doesn't have very much magic. Nope, he's not even spin speeding. He is taking the slow way. Is he going to make it?
He's got a blue potion.
Oh, okay.
He might just drink it. In fact, he has to drink it.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way he has enough hearts to make it out of here.
Did they check Curiosity Shop? I don't think anyone went down there.
Don't know. Barnage has been floating around here for a minute, but I don't recall anybody going down.
Yeah, I think both of them have... Oh, they did, okay. I must have missed it on Kohrek's side.
I think it was Mini Moldorm Cave, speaking of Kohrek. Oh, nope, this was King's Tomb. Mini Moldorm Cave is in the Hammer House, just kidding.
Yeah, just gonna get his fetch quest key.
Barnage gonna find his access to East Death Mountain, the light side. Doesn't have mitts, so he can't check Turtle Rock, although he was thinking about it.
Yeah, he'll probably check hair and then do the drop down.
I expect him to probably choose the same drop down. People tend to try to save Spiral Cave for if they have a mirror at some point. And there we see slightly out of logic mitts on Kohrek's side.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows. But having him definitely improves routing. He can check hammer pegs now.
Yeah. He also has access to something we haven't seen yet, which is Myron area.
Yeah, that's a pretty big area. No mirror, but that's still 3 entrances.
Depending on what the medallion is, could be 4.
I think we got a hint though, saying that that was just.
Oh right, yeah, Myers crap, yeah. Oh hey, here's Swamp, so it seems like the mitts could in fact be.
And Barnage found Sahasrara though at the Spiral Cave drop down.
Oh, interesting. What did it say the green pendant was?
Swamp.
Okay. Oh, hey. So you need
sorry, Skullwoods. I missed it.
Okay, I was gonna say, so you need to get the pedestal, but apparently we don't know that.
I saw the S and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Swamp.
But mitts are required for sure this game. If it's a pendant, they're required by logic, and we don't know for sure if they're required for anything otherwise. We'll see what's in here. I think the odds are pretty high that they're hard required though.
Yeah, Swamp Palace. This is a weird place for Swamp to be, especially since it gave you almost everything you needed to clear it.
It could mean that Swamp was supposed to be later in the logic. It doesn't really have anything, but we'll find out. There's a lot of keys left over, so and that's like basically an ice round. Barnage found his big key to Turtle Rock since he's got those gloves now. He also could possibly check the 2 items in Turtle Rock that he could reach.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where logic actually wants you to go because you're missing a ton of keys.
May find his way to GT as well. Let's see, what's actually in logic at this point? East Town, big maybe,
chest.
but
yeah,
that's kind of blah. Swamp is definitely not in logic yet because we don't have enough GT keys. Is there any real area they haven't checked yet? I don't think so.
We haven't done anything in Skullwoods.
Yeah, that seems like a glaring omission right now.
Yeah, that's like 6 chests. One is a small key, but yeah.
Kohrek find the small key to Castle Tower after he found Aghanims Tower?
Yes, so there's 1 extra check in Aghanims Tower.
Okay, so that's on the table. We've got a lot of stuff in Skullwoods on the table. Most Turtle Rock's out at the moment. Can't get into Ice Palace. The East Town only has 1 chest on the table. Swamp is locked behind a lot of small GT keys that we have not seen yet.
There would be 7 chests if they found it.
They don't have a huge amount of entrances left, it feels like, that are in logic anyway.
Yeah.
A mirror showing up would be kind of interesting, so maybe there's a mirror in Skullwoods, because that would open a lot of stuff. Haven't found Palace of Darkness yet, so the bow doesn't really mean it's a hell of a lot, right?
Upper GT. Oh, we don't have the big key. Never mind.
Which is in Palace of Darkness, which we can't find yet.
Which we don't know of, yeah.
It seems like Skullwoods is the most interesting thing on the table right now as far as density. So, I don't know. I kind of feel like that might have something good. I'm leaning towards Mirror would open up the greatest amount of things right now.
Yeah, we haven't found a ton here in Swamp though.
We are pretty far ahead of what the logic wants us to do right now, so yeah, I don't know. Barnage is going to check bonk rocks, I do believe, or also he's got this drop down that he knows has an item. Just going to blind check.
Yeah, I think he wants to work his way over to the Skullwoods area, so he's just going to go across.
Gets his small key to Castle Tower, and he has not actually found Aghanim's Tower yet, so if he finds that, he'll be able to give us another little bit of extra. Oh, we got a Canis Mario that is like super out of logic right now.
Fred Kane behind Mitts?
Behind Mitts and behind two more small GT keys that we have not seen yet.
So that
actually
just incentivizes Turtle Rock even more.
Is it behind 2 or is it behind 3 or is it behind 4 since you have to go from the left to get to it?
It's behind 3 because no matter what, as long as you spend 3 keys in Ganon's Tower, you'll still be able to get the Armos.
Okay, yeah, sounds right. So we're 2 keys away from that being in logic, but that does, allow us to do some more. I'm sure Kohrek is keeping track of all this because he's pretty good at parsing the logic. Oh yeah, here's a check that we could do that Barnage is going to show us, but it's great. So, yep, I remain interested in Skullwoods. It looks like Barnage is actually not 100% sure about what the game wants from him. I don't blame him. Oh, Swamp was a pennant, really. So this is actually... The Mitts lock the pedestal, so...
Yeah, this also was nothing. I don't think he found anything in here that was useful. He might have found the Skullwoods big key, I think?
The cane is pretty useful.
Oh, well, okay, the cane, yeah, they kind of need that, but...
Interesting, though. I wouldn't have expected the Mitts to come into play for the pedestal. But they do, in fact. And we're going to get a Smith check, and Barnage is... Don't know what Barnage is doing. He's got regular Dark World access, but it looks like he may be taking the long way.
Yeah, he can... I've done this too, where I've just forgotten about the vanilla routes into Dark World.
I feel like the logic is leaving so little for Barnage right now that he's kind of just like, what do you want?
I mean, he hasn't found Ganon's Tower either, which is just kind of rough.
He did not take that extra, the connector from Turtle Rock. He just checked the 2 chests and then...
But even if he did, unless he did the keys in Ganon's Tower, which he probably would have.
Oh. Never mind, I had a thought, but I lost it. What were you saying?
He probably would have done the keys, so he probably still would have gotten everything from Ganon's Tower that he needed. Which is just mainly the Mitts at this point.
Alright, so I think Kohrek may take the frog for a little tour of Skullwoods, because he's checked everything else over here. And we may finally get an answer as to what the seed is wanting us to do here. Yeah, I think Kohrek actually has the map for Skullwoods somewhere. I think he took it. I think he checked it. Oh, did we see this connector?
No, this is new because
this
this is the rock under the shopping mall, which leads to the top of Hyrule Castle.
Didn't think about that rock. That's something.
And here's the Aghanis. This could be something. There's 2 entrances up here.
Yeah, we're running pretty low on logical options, but so far, nope.
Bottle number 3.
Kohrek not finding a great deal in Skullwoods yet, but we've still got 4 more checks, I think.
Yes.
Finding out that it's not the Skullwoods that locks you in today, so that's all. Oh, we got desert, and we don't have the big key, so this is not the answer either.
It's good information to know, but it's future information. Nothing you can do now.
Alright, Kohrek is down to 2 more chests before Skullwoods is off the table as well.
3. He does have the big key. Unless he found that. Unless he found that somewhere silly. I can't remember where he found it.
Don't 100% know.
It might have been in Swamp Palace.
Well, we're getting a lot of bottles, but that's not really helpful.
Bottle 4.
Skullwoods is not the answer. So what do we have in logic? We've got to find a couple more. No, Spiral Cave is Sahasrara. We already saw that on Barnage's side.
This is interesting. Glad I'm not running this seed.
We have a dark connector we haven't seen, which I guess is really the best bet left. That and Aghanim's Tower, the one chest in Aghanim's Tower, could be like something stupid like the mirror.
He does have the red cane, but it's so far down of logic, I can't imagine going to GT with it is useful.
Maximum Barnage thinking of another stupid option we have on the table.
Oh yeah, a nice overworld check. Smith's is also out of logic because Mitts.
In logic, we really have like almost nothing. Like, just like Catfish, the one chest in Aghanim's Tower, and the Dark Connector.
The cartographers give us the best map.
Not Catfish.
And Catfish gives us the blue tunic, or the red tunic.
Kohrek is going to continue his adventures sequence breaking, because why not? He's got a few more checks he could do over here. Not what the seed wants from us. It really seems like the mirror is sitting in one of these dumb spots. Like, it's got to be the mirror, right?
I have to figure. Because at this point, like, being so many keys out of logic now is just kind of rough.
Well, we got a fortune teller. Maybe they'll tell us what's going on. Nope.
I think we found that already.
Alright, where is Maximum Barnage going? I really want somebody to go back and check Aghanim's Tower, but so far... Oh, we found Palace of Darkness, but again, so far out of logic.
Yeah, there's no connector down here.
Well, we didn't see Dark Aghanis Cave yet, I don't think, but it seems like...
I thought this was Dark Aghanis.
I thought this was Meyer Red Shed. Oh, we got an out of logic fire rod.
Fire rod.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, so it's dark. Okay, so I missed what Meyer Right Shed was then.
I'm just gonna assume that there's 2 Ganon power keys that are just like sitting there somewhere.
I think the mirror is sitting in Aghanim's Tower. Or what was the other option we had on the table? That dark connector. But I don't know where it could go that would be helpful.
Yeah, it can't go over here because there's no other connector over here.
Well, there's our big GT key.
That's only locked behind 1 key, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna lean mirror in Aghanim's Tower. That's gonna be my big bet of the day. Or, well, we have that one chest in Thieves Town. If we want to get real dumb, we have that one chest in Thieves Town.
Yeah, we have the one chest in Thieves Town, and then we have what, there was one other chest that we skipped out on.
The Firebar room in GT needs 4 small keys.
Yes.
I don't know if I don't know whether I want it to be Aghanim's Tower or the Thieves Town maiden chest at this.
It could be both. Small key in each of them.
I'm just gonna stick with my prediction. Mirrors in Aghanim's Tower. I'm just gonna go all. So I think that there's really only 2 chests that we are in logic, so that we have left for logic. Pod so far not giving us anything except for that GT big key that we knew was going to be in here. Kohrek going to do a little hammering upping, get himself some items. Still pretty far out of logic.
Yeah, this is like so. This is 6 pod keys on a dungeon that we shouldn't have access to.
This is like this is the seed that is like designed. This is the poster child seed for like ignoring the logic. Because it is super convoluted. Alright. Well, he's got one more key for Palace of Darkness. I'm not sure. Looks like he's saving it, though, in case he wants to do the boss later. Or maybe do the boss now. I don't know if he went up the right side yet.
He doesn't have the big key, unfortunately, so...
Oh, right. Just kidding. That would be an important fact.
I think he's just going to do the Bulwark side and then call it a day.
So, Maximum Barnage has found his way to Bumper Ledge, gets his Turtle Rock key, and I think he is considering his options, which there are few. He has not found Ganon's Tower yet, so he has less options on the table. He may find his way to whatever it is we're looking for just by virtue of not having good choices.
I mean, I'm not even sure what his choices are at this point. I'm assuming he has notes, but...
Well, we have that one chest in Aghanim's Tower, but he doesn't know Aghanim's Tower is there, so for him it's just a question mark entrance. Shoot, I don't know what else he has besides that, though.
Wasn't this Turtle Rock? No, this was Hyrule Castle. He's already cleared it.
Yeah, these exits don't go anywhere super useful, I don't think. One goes to a spot you need the mirror for, and the other one goes... I forget.
Kohrek cleared out Pod, didn't find anything.
Oh, right, this is actually on the table too. I forgot about these.
Ooh, this is...
That's one more entrance I can check.
It's +1, yeah.
It's not it, though.
Not the answer.
So yeah, we have the Dark Connector, and we have Aghanim's Tower. I think Kohrek's going to Aghanim's Tower, though. Or no, he's going to GT, just kidding. He's got the...
He's got Cane, he's going to do right side.
Cane and the flower. He could also climb if he really wants to.
Yeah, he did find the GT.
Oh wait, no, he really doesn't have enough small keys. Maybe no, yeah, because
he's got enough. He can get the one on right side, and then he could climb and get the one in Helmasaur Room.
Yeah, so he should be good. He's gonna have to. Well, that would allow him to.
He'd still skip out on Fire Barber.
Yeah. Plus, he's gonna have to orphan the big chest unless he makes a special trip for it. Well, his choices are to get the Fire Bar Room or climb, actually.
Yeah.
Get the Fire Bar Room and the big chest or climb.
He can go all the way back around the left side and do the big chest. That's slow, but that gives him enough keys to do everything.
Yeah, so he is not going to be able to get everything here in one go. We're going to see what he wants to do with this situation. Barnage, meanwhile, is about to find GT, I think. Maybe. Not going to be what we need logically speaking, but he's going to find some stuff. He's going to find some bits anyway.
Yeah, this might get him on track with the items that Kohrek has, but
yeah, we got a big question mark for what the seed wants, which I think got to be.
Yeah, I mean, I know they can do this out of logic, but
I'm also not 100% sure where that Dark Connector could go that would be useful to us. Looks like Kohrek's taking a Death Warp, so not sure if he wants to climb or get the big chest and Fire Burner with it. Well, that's just stuff you don't want to see. That makes Thieves Town a lot more attractive, so if the answer is in the Thieves Town Maiden's chest, Kohrek is going to find it in short order, I think.
But that's also locked behind 4 Ganon's Tower keys.
Well, the Maiden's chest would be the thing if it's that we're
right, yeah.
That's the one in logic thing that we could be looking at, but that one small key gives him incentive to go to Thieves Town. So if like the mirror or whatever is in the Maiden's chest of Thieves Town, he just found sort of a shortcut prompt to get there. Looks like he's thinking Firebar and Big Chest.
He might just do Firebar and Big Chest just because. See, I don't know because.
I mean, there's more upstairs, but like either way, this is kind of a crappy choice.
I mean, at this point, the top of GT is locked behind 3 small keys, anyways.
Yeah, so this Thieves Town key, I forgot was actually in here, but it is in the Stalfos room, so it is in logic with 0 keys, which is what I believe Kohrek originally came in.
Right, Kohrek didn't have any keys when he came in here.
So like I said, if the answer is the Thieves' Town main chest, Kohrek just got a lot of incentive to go there and find it. We've got a way into Iced Palace as well, but again, not in logic, so I don't know.
Yeah. And that's the thing, I think they want to figure out how to get back into logic just because it could be the mirror or something valuable.
I don't see how it could be anything but at this point, because that's the only thing that really unlocks anything that's left. Because they have 2 chests in logic, so the mirror's got to be in one of them, because, like, I guess it could be a GT key in each chest, but that would be, like, extra dumb.
Yeah, and I'm going to assume that Skullwoods and Misery Mire are locked behind mirror. With how many few places they have left to check.
So Kohrek is up on the mountain. Oh, Ether Town? No, he doesn't have the mirror. Can't use Ether Town. Where's he going?
I'm not sure. Back through Spectacle Rock? There's a faster way to Dark World than that.
You always go. Oh, he can kill Trinix.
Oh, good plan.
Yeah, this is not what he's supposed to be doing right now, but he can, so why not? It's
This
Crystal.
will actually get him to the front of Turtle Rock too, which we haven't seen.
That is another point, yeah. Of course, depending on where that is. I don't think there's anything that he could be locked out of at this point, so if it's wherever he gets spit out of, he should be able to go back.
Yeah, the only place would be GT, but that's the back of Old Man's, I believe.
I would assume that it's at a mirror spot at this point. Could be King's Tomb, I guess. No, they have myths. I think Kohrek checked King's Tomb. I read it.
That's not good.
He doesn't have. Well, that hurts a little bit, but
yeah, that's a time loss, but that's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's not the worst time loss. He came in from Laserbird, so it won't hurt too. He does have a bit of a lead on Maximum Barnage right now, who is about to get his mitts.
Barnage is going to have a little bit easier Ice Armos. Though less entertaining than Burna Strats.
Alright, Kohrek having no magic to do anything with these crystal switches, going to have to use the pots. And then we're going to get round 2 here. So I don't know how well Barnage is keeping track of the logic, so... yeah. So we just have two big question marks.
So we are an hour 30 in, and all we have is a single pendant.
Well, we're about to get a crystal if Kohrek will get Trinix to cooperate with him here. Oh, again. Ooh, that hurt.
Oof. I'm hoping he's feeling alright. 2 deaths to Trinix.
Well, it doesn't usually feel too good, so he's probably getting a little tilted, but he's got a lot of time to recover here. Curious about where the front of Turtle Rock ends up being, too, but I expect it to be Mirror. Barnage, meanwhile, is actually going to check King's Tomb, which I'm pretty sure Kohrek already did.
He's releasing the bee for good luck.
Kohrek did not check this, because that's the front of Turtle Rock.
That's the front of Turtle Rock. Well,
Well, Kohrek will be checking that momentarily.
he knows there's something he can get into, so...
Alright, Kohrek gonna have to make sure he gets... There we go. Alright, Barnage gonna check one of our question marks, which is the Death Mountain Descent Cave that was at Castle.
This might just lead to... This might just lead to castle. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Wait, where did he enter that at?
He found that at Ice Palace.
Oh, okay. Well, just kidding. Well, we got Silver's Electronics. Not what we need, but again, we kind of expect what we need to be in one of two spots, either the Thieves' Town Maiden Chest or the second chest in Naga Tower, based on key logic.
Yeah, he's gonna go back and check these front three in Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah, I think the Herrick key was in logic too.
Oh
actually.
yeah, it was actually. So there's one Ganon's Tower key.
Okay, so if there's a small GT key in one of those two spots we mentioned, then maybe the mirror could be deeper.
Yeah, the mirror... Do we want it to be deeper?
I don't really know at this point. Eastern Palace big key, so that's another dungeon we could put down.
Right, that's good.
So yeah, we're either looking for the mirror or a GT small key to get ourselves back on track, because we already know where one of them is at this point. Barnage, meanwhile, has made his way to the Palace, of Darkness via the Mitts and Flute to the Mire area. Getting his fire run.
Yeah.
Where was the cane? Was in Swamp, right? So he hasn't checked Hammerpig.
Yeah, it's at Hammerpeg, so he has to go back to Village of Outcasts. That might be a while too, because he cleared that area out. I don't think there was any dungeons or anything over there either.
Okay, so we just found another GT small key in the front of Turtle Rock, which I think it means it's locked behind the mirror. So I think we're looking for a mirror.
Yeah, that key was
locked behind the mirror because you would be expected to get it without the mitts.
Well, the key was locked behind the mitts because you needed the cane.
No, it's locked behind the mirror because you would be expected to get it without the.
I know, but it's also locked behind the cane too, which still needed the mitts.
Oh wait.
Because it was the front of Turtle Rock.
Okay, now I'm confused.
That means...
No, that's what I'm saying. No, it's locked. No, yeah, the cane was in the... Yeah, damn it. Now I'm confused. Because it should be 3 GT keys to get to the mitts. Am I crazy?
Right, and that's not the third. That has to be the fourth one then, because there's 4 GT keys.
Right. Okay, never mind. I feel less confused. Well, maybe I don't feel less confused, but yeah, back on track.
It just means the 4th GT key was locked behind the mitts.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, the 4th GT key was locked hard behind the mitts.
Yeah, okay. Brain broken for a minute, but I think I'm...
Then again, I don't think AA's entrance logic takes into account the fact that if Samaria is locked behind the mitts, you can't use a key on the right side.
I think the key logic is static.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, there's no like if I have this, then it's fine. I can not use this key or whatever. That's like too complicated. So yeah, that should be the 4th GT key. Man, I was really about to get super confused there for a minute.
I'm gonna lose it. Oh boy. Catfish.
Key logic is an interesting thing that can be very hard to keep track of. It.
So we're gonna turn into Magenta Link here.
So we're still trying to figure out if the 2 checks that we have in logic are a GT key or a mirror. Could be both at this point, right? So for review, we're still looking at the 2nd chest in Naga Tower, or the 1 chest in Thieves' Town in the Maiden set. Kohrek is going to go check this rock. I think that he has not checked yet. Maximum Barnage checked this and got something out of it, I think, but it wasn't anything too interesting.
He found a connector, and I don't think it was anything super important.
Oh yeah, it led to somewhere that didn't really help. Well, here's the one thing though that we have in logic that we still haven't checked. The Maiden's chest in here could have a GT small key or a mirror to get us back on track. Mirror is what you kind of want to see at this point because it opens a lot of stuff. And it seems pretty clear that Misery Mire and Skullwoods are locked behind the mirror at this point, although they only care about Misery Mire of the two of those because it is, again, a technical pedestal steed, not a pedestal seed in practice. And Barnage is going to do the climb without any keys. That is dangerous.
Ooh. That is super risky.
Well, we know one of the keys is not... Well...
No, Ganon's Tower's big key was locked behind Mitts.
Yeah, so we know there is no GT key up here for him, so yeah, this is...
He will not get bailed out.
Yeah.
That said, Mirror could be up here. No.
Well, if there's a small GT key in one of the two logical locations, the mirror can be up here. But that depends on where that last GT key.
Yes.
He could find a key that he needs up here. The problem becomes if he needs to go past the pre-Moldorm chest to get anything else, because there are two items that he will not be able to get going this way.
Not taking the refill room. Too good for that. Out of arrows, though.
Does have Tempered Sword and Red Mail, so he's got a little bit of protection here. I don't know if he has any potions left, though.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't think he's refilled anything.
Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. Is this going to be a thing we...
This might be important.
Oh,
hey!
damn.
We figured it out.
That means the mirror could be deeper.
It does.
That's kind of gross. I would have rather seen the mirror there 100%.
Alright, so logic is fine. Mitts are in logic, finally.
So where the hell is the mirror is the real question now. Kohrek's already cleared most of what's in logic, even now that we're back in logic.
Yeah, I think Kohrk's gonna go dungeon farming at this point.
He's got a way to get into Ice Palace, although without the big key, I don't know if we got a hint for the big chest or not. He'll have to leave that behind. He has a way to... I think we already know where Eastern is, so he can kill Armos Knights. That's really the only dungeons he can complete right now, it seems.
Yeah, Eastern would be a good play, then doing... I think Ice Palace would be pretty good, too. Even if you're orphaning an item.
Yeah, so just for review, this seed wanted you to go to GT to get a Thieves Town big key out of the Stalfos room, to go out of GT to go to Thieves Town to get a GT small key, so you could go back to GT to go through the left side to get your mitts, and go on to...
You know, just for fun. And Kohrek gets his second pendant.
Which gives him full knowledge. So, hey, he's almost on track to take the pedestal down there. You know, get his technical pedestal requirement.
I think he checks, so there won't be any pedestal pulling.
But you know, you need that for a small turtle rock key.
You do if he didn't already pick up all the items in there.
Details. Alright, Barnage about to get stuck, but oh, he found a thing he needs.
That's required.
So Barnage's real hope is that there is nothing in the post Moldorm chest and in the drop down, which I believe we've determined is the thief, or is it the lumberjack? I forget.
It's the thief. We've seen the lumberjack at Sink.
So that's what he really needs to hope for, is that there's nothing else up here but this. Speaking of desert, Kohrek finding desert back and not gonna have that key for a minute. Maximum Barnage seems a little bit frustrated and confused right now. He may not have considered his key situation before he went upstairs after all.
Yeah, I think that's what those slashes look like.
So where is Barnage gonna go now? He's got access to a lot of stuff. Still got a lot of checks left. We know what the logic wants of him, but maybe he goes... Well, he needs to go... He could be going towards Swamp Palace right now. He's in the air.
Swamp would be the best play for him. It gets him the cane, which allows him to start clearing some dungeons. Desert would be a fine play too. He can finally finish that off.
If the mirror is sitting in Aghanim Tower's second chest still, by the way, I'm gonna laugh.
Mirror invalidation is not in logic without all... Actually, it is. We found all 4 Ganon's Tower keys.
Yep, and we fixed our logic, so it would 100% be possible for it to be up there, which would be really freaking annoying.
Yeah, all of Ganon's Tower is in logic at this point.
But we have a lot of stuff in logic now. We have a good chunk of Ice Palace. He's already checked all the pod that's really in logic. We got the Armos Knights coming up. We have Desert. No, Desert. Land Molos are not in logic yet because we have no idea where the small key is.
Yeah, we
oh,
never
wait.
found
Barnage
that yet.
has... No, Barnage has a big key. Yeah,
Barnage
so no,
has
we
a
don't
big
know.
key.
So yeah, we have a few things in logic, including for Kohrek, all the items upstairs, including the 2 that Barnage did not get.
The Desert big chest is in logic still, though.
Yeah, that's one more thing.
Armos is just gonna melt, so...
So the answer is not an Eastern Palace. I feel like the mirror opens up most of what we need. It's definitely going to open up Misery Mire at this point. They've checked every entrance that they can get to, I think.
Yeah, taking stock of what we need, we probably need the mirror. We need to find the pod big key.
And the Hera big key.
And the Hera big key.
I do believe that's
the
it, though.
Yeah, logically, the Ice Palace big key, but...
Well, as we have demonstrated in this seed, we don't care for logic.
I mean, we ruined Ice Palace with like a simple bomb jump, so...
Kohrek is... I don't know. He might be going to check the Agate Tower chest. I think that's where one of these entrances let out. Was the mirror spot right there.
Let's see.
Oh no, he's checking this desert ledge that we forgot about until Barnage checked it.
Yeah, this is unfortunately just a shop.
If he goes out the other side, though, he could check the one chest in Agate Tower, but he's not into it. Gonna check Ice Palace, maybe?
Yeah, he's gonna find the... Ooh, did we... We still haven't checked Bumper Cave.
What do you mean checked it? Oh, no, Wait, did nobody go through that, really?
I don't think so, I can't remember. This one just leads to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, Kohrek immediately realizing where it has to go based on the number of dark entrances.
Bumper Cave could probably lead to something stupid like Skullwood's back or
Yeah, I don't have the other side of Bumper Ledge marked, so I don't think they've gone through it, but it probably goes to a mirror.
It looks like Kohrek is doing Ice Palace.
Yeah, he's got seven items here that he can get. 6 of them. Yeah, I think that Bumper Ledge has to be a mirror spot at this point because we found all the the must gets of connectors. I mean, I guess it could in fact be Skullwood's back, but that's one of the few things that we don't have access to that's not related to the mirror, I think.
So this is all new checks. So far, $20.
Barnage has not quite made it to the back of Swamp for his cane yet, but he should be getting that, and then we'll see where he goes. I would imagine probably to kill Trinex.
Yeah, Trinex is a safe play. He already knows that the small key to Turtle Rock is on the pedestal, so...
Yeah, there was a small key to Turtle Rock on the bumper. Right, so we've got a couple more rooms for Kohrek before he gets to some new checks for us. There's a handy little hint for you to find the red cane in Swamp Palace. So, I wonder if we're going to get anything we need in here. This is the densest collection of items that we still have left, I think.
Yeah, there is not much left they have access to. I mean, Mirror has to be probably in here. The only other thing I can think of is... What was Turtle Rock Medallion? Quake? They have Quake.
Wait.
We can check that still.
That is available. The mirror could technically be optional. It's pretty unlikely at this point. Mire is still at large, and most of what they have is mirror locked. So I think the mirror will probably show up before too long. They could just get a key in here and have to go, you know, defeat Hera or whatever. Oh, there's the mirror.
No longer optional.
So the world is open to them. They can now find everything, every entrance, and they can full clear everything.
The winning bet was somewhere stupid.
It seems kind of stupid considering what you had to go through to get it.
Yeah, Fire Rod was stuffed in Pod, which was behind Mitz, so yeah.
So they have to find. He has to find Mire first, but that should give him Mire the ability to full clear Mire. I imagine he'll probably start looking for that.
He's in item go mode, but he still needs. Well, he's gonna need to climb GT anyways to find that Desert Palace key, and he also needs the Hera and Pod big keys.
8+ hint there.
Wow, at this rate.
Yeah, so for our knowledge purposes, we need to know where the Pod and Hera big keys are before we can know everything that needs to be done. Still could find one of them in here. For Barnage's sake, we're gonna hope that none of them are upstairs past the Moldorm.
Desert Palace Small is another fetch quest.
Does put our desert kill in logic though.
Yeah, that actually might be a quick check since Desert is so close.
But there should be no entrance they can't get into, I think, at this point.
Yeah, we know Ganon's Tower can't be anything, with all dungeons technically being required.
Yeah, and we know where Bombos is if we need it for either of those entrances, which I don't think... Nope, we don't need it anyway. That means they could skip left side Mire, so that's...
Yeah, with the Fire Rod and none of the entrances needing it.
Barnage going up to the mountain. Was Laser Bridge up here?
Yeah, I believe so. He might be going... Nope, he's going to the right side. Was that on right side?
I want to say it was.
Oh yeah, it was. Okay. Gold Stair. Easily done. $5.
Alright, so we really haven't seen... We found our way to Hyrule Castle and Desert Ledge, so that's a couple mirror things off the table. But we still have Race Game, South of Grove, Graveyard Ledge. We got Checkerboard.
And Mimic Cave.
Mimic Cave, right?
I think those 5.
Well, it looks like we're gonna get the Death Mountain checks first.
Do we know what's on Floating Island? I'm sure we probably saw it, but
Yeah, they came out, so they would have seen it. They came out over there.
yeah, I think it's
at
like
some point.
$5 or something.
Oh, and we are going to get a Turtle Rock check at the same time. So there was was there a small key locked somewhere, like behind the mirror? I feel like on Race Game and maybe on the Highly Island too. No, there's a big key on Highly Island.
There's a big key on Highly Island, which is locked behind the mirror, and
So
I think
that's
that big key might be required at this point.
yeah, it would have to be. It has to be Hera or Pod, I think. So
It could be Ice Palace, just to be a jerk.
yeah, that would be dumb.
Go into Ice Palace to get the mirror, to leave Ice Palace to go get the big key to it.
Well, now it's guaranteed to be Ice Palace's big key. Now that you said it, put it that way.
Oh, that's just the worst.
Found Skull Woods. We'll see if Kohrek wants to do it. Yeah, might as well get it out of the way. It's in kind of a stupid spot.
It's 2 items. He still hasn't found Sahasrahla yet either.
Yeah, so technically 3 items. He'll find Sahasrahla once he makes his way back to Turtle Rock Bridge. And he'll have the pendant in hand, so that's nice. Maximum Barnage getting his big key to Eastern Palace, so I would imagine he will head there next.
He's gonna find the Ganon's Tower key here too. Which might bring up bad memories for him.
Yeah. And Mothula goes down, no fuss, no muss. Tempered Sword makes it easy. Get ourselves a second shield. Yeah.
That was really fast. Like, looked like it was only 3 swings.
He probably did the dash strat at the beginning, which can get you a double hit. If you dash Mothula into the block, it'll give you 2 pokes.
Wow, that was
And then get you a couple swings after that.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yep, it works best with tempered. I think. Well, I think you could technically do it with gold. I'm a little fuzzy on how all the weird stuff they've done to the damage tables makes gold work, but it definitely works with tempered. I think it still works with gold. But yeah, if you get that hit, as long as he doesn't like move too much, you get that double tap in at the start. Then you take a couple of swings real quick. He goes down like super fast.
Looks like he's gonna not check Sahasrahla, and
Well, he knows how to get to the Turtle Rock Ledge, so he could check Spiral Cave with the mirror. I don't think he actually jumped down to Sahasrahla, so he doesn't know it's there.
yeah. That's what I mean, though. He didn't go to check the entrances that he hasn't been in yet.
Yeah, but it's just a case of fluting to 2 and doing a little dash or bonk in Turtle Rock to get to Turtle Rock Ledge. So
That's true.
he'll probably just do that as soon as he gets done checking Cave 45 and Race Game. It looks like,
And possibly Bombos, too.
that is another thing he could check. Yes,
And despite that big key on Highly Island probably being Ice Palace, he does probably want to check that as well.
yeah, it stands a decent chance of being one that he actually needs at some.
Even if it does mean just going back into Ice Palace for the +1.
Barnage has made it way into Eastern Palace. Gonna get himself an Armos kill. Not gonna find what he's looking for. I would say that Ice Palace is probably his best bet left as well, so he'll probably end up in there after this. Get his mirror and his access to the end of the seed.
We got half magic on Bombos, so slowly filling out the inventory.
Pretty fair check. Kohrek is now... Don't know what Kohrek's doing. Oh, the Highly Island key, duh.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's more concerned with that than K45 at the moment. I don't blame him. That is a key that he knows the location.
For him, it's a 1 in 4 chance of not being what he needs.
And it's one he needs. Palace of
Ooh.
Darkness. So, Hera Big Key is our big question mark of the day. And he's going to go straight to Palace of Darkness and probably check checkerboard to see if Myers...
Yeah, he probably wants to finish it up.
He did save himself a small key, so he can take care of this as soon as he found the big key. Gonna check checkerboard first, I think, to see if it's Meyer, and then go into pod and kill the Helmasaur King. Probably grab the big chest while he's in there. Alright, so...
Very late.
Sorry, go ahead.
Barnage just takes out Armos Knights and gets his second crystal of the game.
And Meyer is still at large, despite... or check checkerboard cave for nothing exciting. So Barnage is going back to GT, I think. Or did he not check Crystal Roller Room?
He might.
Oh. I don't think he knows this bonk, maybe.
I don't think so either. But, he might not know. Or he might be using the cane and the fire rod to check right side.
Well, Kohrek just found something he didn't want to see, which is the other small key to Cal's Tower. It's not in logic yet, though, so he may not be super concerned about pursuing that avenue right now. He only needs one item from Go Mode. Well, he needs two, actually. We know where one of them is. So I don't see him being too keen on chasing the powder until he clears a lot of others.
Yeah, that's behind 6 keys, and that's so deep in the logic that it's hard to justify it.
Okay, Barnage is doing right side of GT. I don't think he's going to want to climb again just yet. He has a lot of options still. Well, Ice Palace is really like his biggest thing.
Oh yeah, Ice Palace is important to him.
He doesn't have it marked that he's seen Ice Palace, but I can't imagine that he would have missed it. Pretty sure
He had to have. It was right in Kakariko.
I think it's on... No, I think...
It's on the bush house. We even got a hit inside it that said the bush house.
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking of a different scene.
It was a good hint.
So Kohrek not found what he's looking for here in Palace of Darkness yet, but we do have the Helmasaur King still, and it is going to be another crystal.
Yeah, that'll be number 5 for him.
Looks like Barnage missed
too
the
slow?
torch.
It seemed like it was too slow, but I guess it was.
Maybe he missed the first torch? I don't know. Alright. Kohrek almost to the Helmasaur King. Barnage. I don't think there was anything other than maybe some fetch quest keys over here. Palace of Darkness key. That's could be Swamp Palace. Yeah, they both found that after they did Swamp Palace. Oh yeah, Barnage hasn't gone to Thieves Town yet.
Yeah, that might drag him back to Thieves Town, having both of the keys over there now.
Which will give him a...
Continuing?
Gonna check the big chest, I guess.
Alright. It's gonna burn his key, though, so...
Well, I don't think he's super excited about climbing back GT back again, anyway. And he will get the GT key in Thieves Town, which will finally close the logic circle for him.
That's true, that's true.
I'm pretty sure that if the key that he needs is upstairs GT, that'll be the dead last thing that he does.
And Kohrek finishes off Helmasaur for 4th crystal.
Alright, so he's got a few more mirror spots to check to find Meyer. Looks like he might be either going to Graveyard Ledge or Race Game K45 at the moment.
Yeah, Meyer seems like the most solid play at this point. Though he probably could have still checked desert right. That would have been a fast check.
Yeah, he's got a fully clearable dungeon that he doesn't have to check the left side or slow side on as well, though. So pretty easy, decent check. Gonna do purple chest though, or is he just gonna dive for the key, the Swamp Palace big chest?
I mean, sure.
I mean, it's been kind of a convoluted seed logic-wise, so I don't know. I could see just kind of saying, screw it, let me get this one dumb check out of the...
Yeah, he's in the area. It's fast with everything already cleared out.
Barnage, meanwhile, is going... What's over here?
Thieves Town. He is gonna go
Oh,
finish
right,
off
right,
Thieves
yeah,
Town.
I forgot. It's over here. That's over here. I expect Thieves Town and then probably Ice Palace to him, or on his way, or for him. And we found another pod key after Kohrek just got done in pod. I think he already got all the items.
That's
Or
another logical pod key. He's missing one chest from pod, I believe. I think
So
he's missing big key chest.
Yeah, that's the one people usually skip. So yeah, the logic expected you to do that crap, but definitely didn't have to. Also, the logic expected you to get the cane out of Swamp Palace to get the big key on right side of GT to go back to Swamp Palace to get a pod key so that you could complete pod. Because the logic in this seed is very silly. Got a butter sword.
Sword in the box. Not.
Alright, so
we need.
I think this is gonna be Samir. Okay, okay, never mind. He had a portal here, so this should be Samir checks.
Yeah, he might actually go to desert and do the mirror checks at the same time.
Mirror checks first, probably just to see if he can find Meyer, and then if that turns out to be nothing, maybe desert. Maximum Barnage upstairs in Thieves Town. We know the only thing. Oh, we found Sick Kid. The only thing we need in here is that GT small key logically, I think.
Yeah, it stinks. It closes the logic loop, but it doesn't help.
Nope. Barnage is gonna need to go to Ice Palace to get that mirror. Oh yeah, we had a small key over here we never got to, which I think might be a pod key at this point. Maybe.
Can't be anything useful. Yeah, their pod's closed off. We have all the keys. Or anyway, we know where all the keys are.
Yeah, I think that was all the small keys. That was the only small key it could be at that point, I think, was a pod key. Because I think we found everything else.
We know where all 4 GT keys are. We know where the other Turtle Rock key is, because it's on pod.
Yeah, that couldn't have been anything but a pod key, I don't think. I think
yeah.
we are out of small keys, guys. That doesn't happen that often.
No, it doesn't. There's a lot of them in this game. So here's that right side desert. Nothing.
Alright, so then we've got K45, could be Meyer.
Meyer's looking really strong.
If it's not at K45, what do we have any mirror spots left? I don't think we do. Well, no, we have a Mimic Cave.
We have Mimic and Graveyard, don't we?
Oh yeah, Graveyard, that's right. And then we have the Fire Rod, the Skullwood back as well.
Oh, it's not here. I mean, Hera Big Key could be on bat, yeah.
It's gonna be kind of funny if Meyer is like not behind the mirror because it's in the Skullwood's back. Because Mirror hasn't really given us anything else.
The mirror was late, but there's nothing else to chase.
Well, just the Fire Rod for the Skullwood's back, pretty much. But that's one entrance versus like a few entrances. Hey, we got it.
Finally.
Will it have the final key that we need for no mode? Definitely not Kohrek's final key.
Well, we know the left side is already dead, so it was Bombos and Rupees, I think, or something.
So Kohrek's going to be able to do a couple of interesting things here. Full clear Mire, finally find Sahasrahla and turn in the pendant at the same time. Then he's going to be left with a choice. He is right next to GT, and this may be the best opportunity he has to climb it.
Kohrek should know left side is dead. He got the hint, but that was hours ago.
Yeah, they both the runners forgot the Spike Cave hint pretty fast, so...
Well, maybe that will tease him to go do Aga too.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna go for because he's like right here, and the climb is one of his densest options left. So it feels like,
yeah, it's required too. He needs to go up there to get Desert Palace Key.
if he gets the Hera Key in here, though, he may not do it.
We are going to see Landmo 1 from Barnage's side.
All right, well, this will be a new check on this side. He hasn't gone back for the big chest yet, so that's also a question.
Some silver arrows right into Landmo. Nice and easy.
Okay, that's not the answer over there, but it is a crystal for maximum bar. Still needs to go to Ice Palace, but I expect that to be any minute because he's really running out.
Aga 1 wasn't required yet, but there is one item stuffed behind them. Because I believe Magic Bat is at Aga 1, or is that Lumberjack?
Yes, it sure is. Alright, I think we're getting the Ice Palace play from Barnage finally. Gonna get his mirror, which will get him Mire eventually, depending on the order he checks things.
Yeah, this puts him in item go mode, so you're just looking for keys at that point.
So far, Mire is not what we... Well, it doesn't have what we need as far as the Hera Big Key. There'll be another crystal on Kohrek's side, though.
Yeah, Mire didn't have anything in it, which...
Well, it's only one thing it could have that we would really care about, and we definitely haven't seen that at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I forgot there is one small key we have not seen yet. We haven't seen the Hyrule Castle key yet.
That is a good point.
There is one small key at large still.
It didn't lock anything, though, because... Well, locked Burna.
Okay, so no Hera Big Key here. If he doesn't get the Hera Big Key from Sahasrahla, he may go ahead and do the Ganon's Tower.
That's interesting. That puts Laser Bridge out of logic. Did we find anything on there? I know it was
Laser
so long
Bridge
ago.
seemed like it had a small key of some kind. I don't remember what.
I think so, but that was so long ago. The important part, though, is it's not in logic because they haven't found Cape or Mirror Shield yet either.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that's not going to prevent him from climbing. So
So
required Sahasrahla, required Pedestal, according to logic anyway. Not practically so far. But I expect Kohrek, I don't know, the best option he has right now is to climb, and he's doing it.
Oh, Kohrek does have Mirror Shield.
So, yeah, so he's in logic for that.
I didn't really see him get it.
So, he's going to get his Desert Big Key. The big question mark we still have is, where's the Hera Big Key?
Could be Desert Big Chest. Could be behind Aga 1, which would be great.
Ice Palace Big Chest is a fun option that just entered the table.
Yep.
Still have two items upstairs that are question marks because maximum Barnage climbed with 0 key.
Yeah, Hera Big Key up here would be just fatal for Barnage.
Speaking of maximum Barnage, he does have his mirror now, so I'm sure he is both happy and frustrated to see. Because he, at this point, should know that he needs that to find Mire.
Yeah, he's quickly clearing through dungeons.
Although, to be fair, neither runner has gone to Skullwood's back, so Meyer wasn't 100% locked behind the mirror as far as their knowledge went, but it was a pretty fair chance. I think we're out of fetch questy items that we could possibly get at this point as well, so the only progression we really still have on the table to find is that Harabig key.
Yeah, we're at the end of the logic. They just need to find the key. There's not much else to it. Depending on the plays they make, like if Barnage decides to gamble on Naga Tower or something and that's where it is, then that could be the game changer.
Yeah, he'll probably try to find Meyer and may check a few more things along the way.
Other than that, they're in the same position. I think just Kohrek has a few more checks done.
Yep, so this is where the race always gets a little interesting, because somebody could just do that one random thing that they need to do and suddenly pull a little bit ahead. So Kohrek's a couple rooms away. Was the desert big? And it was in Mini Helmasaur room, right? Not in the pre-mold?
Yeah, it was in Mini Helmasaur, so 0 small keys required.
Alright, Maximum Barnage dropped into the Cold Chair fight. He's got Tempered Sword, Red Mail, and a lot of hearts, so this should be fairly fast and fairly easy.
Already dead.
Alright, well, there's Kohrek getting one key he needs. Nothing in the pre-mold orm chest, but the post-mold orm chest and the, what was it, Lumberjack or Thief or whatever, those are the big question marks.
Yeah, I believe it was Thief.
Alright, this is going to be some interesting information on Kohrek. So.
You know where else this key could be? Could be in Hera Basement.
No, that is a, we got a hint for that, and that is...
I thought we... okay.
Some key, that's the 4th GT key I think we found, or something like that.
Oh, it was,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's why they don't have it. No, that is a Turtle Rock key on the pedestal.
Yeah, we actually don't know where the sewers key is.
Alright, Barnage gets his pod big key. He may go there next, actually. Not gonna find what he needs. I guess we do have the pod big key chest as well as far as stupid options.
Yeah, that's another +1 if he decides to spend his key there instead.
Every option left is 100% stupid, though.
Well, that happens. We are running really low on checks, though. I mean, eventually it has to be somewhere.
Yeah, the world is full of orphan Annies right now. That's pretty much it.
It looks like he is.
Well, we're getting a couple of interesting checks right now. What is Kohrek doing, though? Oh, it's not in pod. Oh, he's doing desert. Duh.
Yeah, he's doing desert, I guess, before the drop.
So Kohrek's going to keep us in suspense for a couple more minutes. Meanwhile, Barnage is going to make his way through pod and not find what he's looking for. Once Kohrek's done with desert, if it's not in the drop, he has the desert big chest, the Ice Palace big chest, the magic bat if he wants to do Wagon 1.
Yeah, Lumberjack.
What else has he not checked? Did we get a purple chest? We got a purple chest check.
Yeah,
so,
that was his gold sword.
So I think those are really it on Kohrek's side. The Desert Big Chest, the Ice Palace Big Chest. As far as, well, I mean, we know he's got a couple more options on the table. But we know those aren't.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
And the Magic Bat, of course.
And there's Kohrek number 6.
At this point, I feel like we're going to find the Sewers Key before we find the Harabit Key. Alright, drop down incoming, so this could be important.
Well, I don't think it'll be a 210 because they skipped some stuff. But it could be a 200.
It is not the drop down. Maximum Barnage is not going to have to reclimb GT, but the other problem with that, though, is if it's in the Ice Palace Big Chest, he hasn't found Skull Woods to do that yet. Desert Big Chest would probably be the best of all worlds for Maximum Barnage right now. Although he still has to find Mire and defeat it. I think Kohrek's going to Desert Big Chest right now, in fact.
Yeah, it is probably the quickest check he has. Everything else is just slow.
Maybe, well, actually, I don't know. Barnage, considering he has to find Mire, he's kind of not in the best position. Kohrek is rapidly running out of checks.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It depends on what Barnage does after this at this point anyway. He has to find Mire and clear it, and he'll probably full clear it.
Alright, another moment of truth incoming. Oh my god, so we're looking at the Ice Palace Big Chest or the Magic Bat. Holy crap. Oh god.
Well, at this point I just want it to be Magic Bat because whatever.
I don't know, the Ice Palace Big Chest is pretty good too.
Yeah, but Kohrek's gonna do it first.
Oh boy, oh boy. And you had to get the mirror out of Ice Palace before you could get the big key to do this.
So Pod Vanilla Big Key Chest was a heart container.
Yeah, that one's off the table at this point. Did Barnage lock himself out of the... Oh, he did. No, he did the boss.
He locked himself out of Harmless Hallway.
Well, that's not going to really matter that much. So, if Kohrek does not find it here, I think he has a couple of dumb options before he does the the Magic Bat, or maybe the Big Key Chest is his only dumb option after this.
He has to go back to Pod. He might go back to Pod rather than check the Big Key Chest here. I don't think there's any other entrances they have access to.
And at this point, whichever key is not in this chest is in the Magic Bat. So if this is the Sewers Key, then the Big Key is on the Bat, and vice versa.
Yeah, the only entrance they can't get to is the bomb wall. But because Hair is a 5/6, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, I guess the Sewer Key could just be behind that as well. Huh?
I'm not sure what entrances we haven't seen though. Did we find both fairies?
I don't really know. I can't keep track of the item entrances. There's I think 30. And tracking the dungeons and other stuff that you need to go back to is hard enough than tracking every item. Oh my goodness! It's on the Magic frickin' Bat.
Oh, Mimic Cave. It could be here too.
Oh, nobody did Mimic Cave yet?
Yeah, this is that Graveyard Ledge.
Oh, he never checked Graveyard Ledge. Oh,
not here either, though.
Nope, we still have a glorious seed. Not saved. We still have a glorious, wonderful seed here. all dungeons logically required and pretty much practically required at this point, really.
So I guess we're just waiting for Aga 1 at this point.
Kohrek has this dumb option to do, and then I don't know what else he really has left. I'm pretty sure he's down in the bat at that point. Well, he never checked Graveyard Ledge, I guess, then, did he? So
He might check Graveyard Ledge and...
this seed is something else. I imagine both runners are not feeling awesome right now about what's going on here. 224, you don't see a dot done in the cross keys. You're starting to expect it any second.
I believe it was Nori who rolled the seed. So you can all blame her.
Max Barnage about to get his last pod key after finishing pod, the same as Kohrek. Or actually, I don't even think that's his last one, but yeah.
Hey, I think that's his 5th.
Alright, Kohrek's gonna go straight to Magic Bat, it looks like.
Yep, here's the Aga Tower play, 2 hours and 25 minutes in. That said, I gotta think Kohrek probably feels confident that because there's not a dot done, that his opponent didn't make this gamble.
Yeah, also I forgot that the sewer key could be upstairs here as well. Didn't think about that. It's really hidden in this seed, at least. Barnage has not found Misery Mire yet, but he's running out of mirror entrances at least, so he should find it pretty soon. Oh, you know, we still never saw the back of Skull Woods, did we?
We did. Kohrek cleared it.
No, I'm not talking about, like, I'm talking about the...
Oh,
somebody...
the Firelock side of Skullwoods.
Oh god, if it's back there, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
That would be terrible. The sewers key technically locks the lower 2 chests in Hyrule Castle, because you can steal a key from the front and use it in the sewers.
Did
So
we
the
maybe get... Oh, sorry, go ahead, I thought you were...
It's alright. I don't think we got a hint about Skullwoods back.
Yeah, that's what I was about
Did
to
we?
ask. Maybe there's a hint for that, and that's why they haven't checked it, because they've been avoiding it pretty studious.
Oh, well, it's a connector, I guess, based on chat.
Oh, well, there you go. So, yeah, we're definitely down to Magic Bat. What a wonderful seed. It's not very often that you see Magic Bat, Aghanim Tower, or Lumberjack come into play. So the odds are much more against it since it's only 1 item versus 5.
Alright, everyone get your guesses in how many blue balls we're gonna get. 1 to 15. 15, just for this seed. One.
I think Barnage is finally doing the thing with Misery and gonna find Misery Mire. Still does not know. Yeah, he definitely doesn't know the bonk because he hasn't used it once.
Yeah, can poke him about it later, but he will find Misery Mire at least now.
I imagine he'll pick up the bonk after this once he watches this back and sees Kohrek.
I guess at 5, by the way, which is already awful.
Couple more blue balls and Barnage can have Mire cleared before we get to this tower.
So that was 7. That's still on the high side. Alright, because Kohrek has such a massive health pool that it took like 4 seconds for him to refill. And now he's gonna head off to Lumberjack.
Or not? Oh, he's doing this,
He's
okay.
taking the... yeah.
I never even considered that being faster, but huh, kinda looks like it is. Right, here we go. Moment of truth, although there's pretty much nothing left, so if this isn't the hierarchy, I'll be very puzzled.
I mean, if Kohrek thinks there's nothing left, there's probably nothing left.
Hey, what a surprise! It's the Tower of Herabiki.
Oh, at 2 hours and 29 minutes and 37 seconds, Kohrek has finally entered go mode.
Meanwhile, Maximum Barnage has made his way down to Vitreous, but he has actually skipped a couple items on his way down, probably in the hopes that he finds his last key on Vitreous. He's going to be a little disappointed.
He actually is missing the other Agus Tower key. And I can't remember where it is.
That's a good point. I think it might actually be in Mire. So Kohrek will not be picking up these 3 chests of stairs probably, and that'll be about the only things that he does not check in this game.
So we are not going to see the sewer key.
Yep, doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, he's not going to get the downstairs one either, obviously, because he knows that's a GT spawn. Yeah, it's 2:31 and he hasn't, he literally last location that key. He's not going to waste a few seconds on chests for completion.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't know, like, how close Barnage is.
He's got a bit of a comfort zone, but he doesn't, no way to know.
Yeah, they found Bloomerang on Zora's Ledge, so no one picked it up.
Alright, Barnage is gonna check the rest of Mire now that he's got Vitreous down. I think this will lead to his Castle Tower key, I want to say.
I mean, if he does Castle Tower right away, he'd be in a good spot.
No. Harmless Hellway had the Castle Tower key, I think.
Oh, did it really?
I think it did.
That's rough. If that's the case, then yeah, that's it.
Well, I mean, it was pretty impossible to catch up at this point anyway.
I mean, it's tough. It's just little things that Maximum Barnage lost time to, and...
Yeah, he's gonna have to go back to Pod before he can even hope to finish the seed. And that's not even like his best option left, maybe, I don't think. He still hasn't found Skull Woods. That's 3 items for him. We're more than 4 falls to Ganon away at this point.
You might have forgotten the left side hint too.
Well, he didn't check the, I think he may have just been checking for Bombos in the easy chest, although he didn't need.
Yeah, he might. It doesn't say he knows what Turtle Rock is, so.
Alright, not 100% sure where he's going, but he looks like he's going to West Death Mountain. Meanwhile, Kohrek is already on to the final phase. Very close to being.
And Looks like GG's for Kohrek.
Finishing with an official time of 2:33:35. Maximum Barnage. Meanwhile, has a few more checks he's still doing. I think he's doing an ether tablet check, maybe? Did we, he didn't do that yet, did he?
I'm not sure what he's doing. I think he's just trying to get to the top of Death Mountain at this point.
Oh, maybe turn her off. Alright, and we have been joined by Kohrek. GG, Kohrek.
GG, thank you.
So, that was an appropriately stupid seed.
Oh man, like, yeah, I haven't had one of those in a while. That was quite that bad, but that was something.
The key logic had us racking our brains for a little while because you broke right through it like it wasn't.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out the Ganon's Tower key logic for the longest time because you found the gloves back behind Armos, which is 3 keys, and you had 0 when you went in, so...
Yeah, I was trying to figure out at one point, but there came a point in this seed where it's just like, I don't care what the logic is. I'm just checking what I can check at this point.
Well, it wanted you to double and or triple dip Ganon's Tower. I don't even know, but because based on where all the keys were, because you had to get the Thieves Town big key to get the Maiden's Chest, which had a GC small key in it to go back to GT to get your glove, among other things.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, you're saying things that sound like they might have happened this seed, but man, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were trying to keep track of it, but then it got really complicated after a while. So I don't know. It was just like, let's just do everything.
Yeah, this was something. I mean, I haven't had to do AGA 1 for Magic Bat in a very long time. Double dipping for the Ice Palace big chest, double dipping for the Swamp Palace big chest. Neither one required. Man. Whew.
Yeah, that was...
Triple Jet GT, I don't know.
It was just a mess of logic. I mean, there wasn't anything you could do about that. A lot of the checks you made were mostly just, you know, the highest percentage plays, and they were, like, always wrong in this seed.
Yeah, I mean, I could have gone to ice earlier, but I don't even think it would have mattered. So, it's fine, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, the mirror got you Misery Mire. Really didn't get you anything else.
Yeah, and Meyer had nothing except for the crystal. So, if anything, getting the mirror late made it so I knew I could find Fire Rod and didn't have to get Bombos from the left side. So maybe it saved me time. Who knows?
Oh, that's where the mirror shield was. It was on Moth.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, that'll drag Barnage to Sahasrahla maybe, but hopefully he won't recall.
Yeah, so what does he still needs a Harabig key and that's it?
He needs to go back to Pod to get the Aga Tower key.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, he key choiced himself to the big key chest instead of the harmless.
Which at the time, if it was the Hera key, that would have been amazing. But
and oh, he hasn't checked the second chest either yet. His other problem is that he has 2 checks in GT upstairs left because he climbed with 0 keys. Because I don't think he was. I think he may have been not totally aware of where the key logic was taking him either, because it was pretty complicated. So he may have just been banking on a small key up there or taking his chances. I don't know. We knew at that point there couldn't be one up there, but yeah, so he had to skip out on the last 2 checks up there. So that is another thing he may choose to do at some point before he does Magic Bat. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can... Up until, like, the halfway point of the seed, like, things were feeling okay. Like, I don't know, I kept finding things in a pretty efficient order, but then it just hit a brick wall.
it was kind of a mess. What it seemed to want you to do, it wanted you to go up to Death Mountain and then go through Spectacle Rock to Right Side Dark World and then hike down to do Hype Cave and Super Bunny.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird, but I've had a bunch of those lately, so that didn't really stick out at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it just took, like, both of you a while to get down there.
Yeah,
I mean,
was-
not that it was inefficient for what you were doing, it was just that was the, like, last part of those areas.
Yeah, I do feel fortunate that I got to the Hookshot first. I mean, I did the pod area, but then I went down to Swamp Palace and I saw that, and I'm like, well, let's just do it. This is 2 items, and who knows, it might get us over to the west side or something. So, but that Hookshot really started opening up the seed.
Well, this is something you didn't do. We might find something here. We're still looking
Got a
for
hint
this.
that it was a connector, so
Oh, that's where Bumper Ledge went. That we never, or Bumper Cave that we never saw. That makes sense.
I thought it was probably that, but then I didn't know if I was not remembering a connector that was at, Pyramid Ferry, and the other one was Ganon's Tower. Who knows? So my brain was fried. I just knew I wasn't going to go check a connector.
Yeah, we weren't. I think we missed that hint when it popped up for you guys, so we didn't ever see it.
I also never checked Graveyard Ledge, but I think I'm okay with that.
That turned out to be Mimic Cave with obviously not what you needed.
Yeah.
At one point, I'm just like, well, I can't think of any caves, so I'll just last location that, because we're last locationing something here.
Yeah, this seed was set up for a lot of logical double dips, and I mean, they were also hard to avoid practically as well.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton you could do to break out of the sequence that it wanted you to do. Turtle Rock Big Key or Turtle Rock Small Key being on Pedestal means that it wanted you to clear all the pendant dungeons. And I mean, Swamp Palace had stuff, but I think Skullwoods and Thieves Town were both basically empty.
Yeah, Thieves Town had the logical small GT key. That's really all that was there. And Swamp Palace only had the cane, and then Skullwoods led you to the logically required but not actually required big key to Ice Palace. So. Yeah, it looks like Maximum Barnage is gonna check Swamp Big before he goes. I'm not. He's got a lot of like random stuff.
He's running low on stuff, but he's in the same issue where it's all just crap. It's just one-offs.
So coming up, Kohrek will face the winner of Chex Human versus Megawatt. It could be an interesting matchup.
Who are you hoping to play again?
I mean, I like both those runners. I really do hope I play Chex though. Chex and I actually played the very first match against each other of the very first entrance tournament. So I've been really looking forward for a potential rematch on that. But I mean, if Megawatt wins, I'll be looking forward to that as well. So it should be a really good matchup either way.
And we are still 2 races away from finding out Maximum Barnage's potential opponent, so that's going to be a question. He's about to get his butter sword, at least. But how have you been enjoying the tournament so far? I think you've successfully set yourself up for an interesting path, which I know was your.
I've honestly had a great time so far. I have nothing but respect for the 3 people I've played, and it's a privilege to be able to play in a tournament with the mode I love and get just such great competition each and every round. So I've had a lot of fun so far, and I hope it continues.
Oh yeah, the ALttP randomizer community runs races daily. There's other races that are hosted on Speed Gaming or the ALttPR Randomizer Twitch channels, and I mean even ones that aren't hosted. There's a lot of people who run just custom races by themselves too. You can check it out on the Discord.
Yeah, there's always pickup races happening. Oh, Barnage is going for the key he needs. We'll see if he decides to make the crazy play or if he tries to clean up a couple more of his orphans. I think he's got that.
I hope that drags it to him right away.
I think it's this or climbing GT. I don't know that he's
Ice Big.
Yeah, I don't.
No, he didn't go back to Soft Straw.
Yeah, he didn't find Hostral yet. Don't know where he's going right now.
He's going into Dark World.
Bombo's tablet? Did he do that yet? I thought he did that already.
I don't think so. He might have, because he did south of Grove, but he does know where Sahasrara is. And ironically, Sahasrara is right near Agahim's Tower.
Yeah, I guess it was Bombo's tablet. Yeah, his main thing is that he has 2 items up GT that may entice him before anything, and that's definitely not what he needs to do. Gonna get his half magic though, small consolation prize.
He also has purple chest too.
No, he did that already. That's what the butter sword came from. That's why I was thinking he did Bombos, because he was in the area with the purple chest. I think this is the Aga Tower play, mate. No, he could be going to Sahasrara too, actually.
He could be going to either at this point.
Yep, this is going to be an interesting toss-up.
Were you crestfallen when you saw the Ice Palace big key on Sahasrara?
I mean, to be completely honest, I'm like, well, that figures. That fits this seed pretty well. That it had to be somewhere, so why not there?
We were betting it was the Hylia Island one.
And it turned out
I was definitely thinking it might be that one for a while, yeah.
Well, it turned out that we were still correct in that you had to go into Ice Palace to get the mirror to go get the Ice Palace big key, just not in the way that we thought. Oh, he's doing the thing.
Aga, yeah, this is good. He is going to get his go mode from this.
Probably thinking Kohrek took so long to get done. It's got to be the dumbest thing on the
What is the dumbest play I can make right now?
It's something you can usually do at the end of an entrance seed. Oh, it took so-and-so like this long. It's got to be like, what is the dumbest thing I have left to do? Let me just go do. Every once in a while that works out before the dot done comes into, but it's a little rare.
Hey, if it's a play that pays off, it's a good gamble. If it's a play that doesn't pay off, it's just bad routing.
60% of the time, it works every time. Yeah, Magic Bat being a required thing at Lumberjack definitely doesn't happen as often as, say, the well.
That's just a terrible thing, to be honest.
I've had fun seeds where, like, I think I had a fire rod there once that basically gated half the seed. Like, so it can definitely be a thing and have like a major item there, but definitely doesn't come up as often. I want to say I had Moon Pearl at Magic Bat one time at Lumberjack.
Yeah, but this one just gated off 3 items, which was worse.
He's a few minutes away from finishing at this point. I think he could still sub 3 this, maybe. There's a lot of blue balls incoming.
Oh, he could definitely sub 3 this, even though it is 7 blue balls. Hair is quick, plus it's like right below him.
Well, it's not on the pyramid though, right? So
it'll spawn him on the pyramid, yeah, so he has to hike up. Oh shoot, that is annoying. Why can't you have nice things?
because we play cross keys.
Oh, it's like all you have to do is kill Aga. Oh wait, you have to go down and then back up.
See, tournaments usually bring a lot of fascinating seeds out though, because of the sheer volume of them that you see. And I think so far we've been doing a pretty good job of finding some really interesting seeds.
Yeah, I like it. I like all these. The Moon Pearl walks are great. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, the one I ran earlier, you had to do quite a few things. You had to do like 3 or 4 things in bunny as a bunny, like mirroring and stuff, to get all the Ice Palace pieces to go get Moon Pearl off Cold Stare. It's technically with Fire Sword, but did manage to get past that part at least. Got a Master Sword somewhere. Those are usually the fun ones where you have to do quite a few different things as a bunny to get all the pieces to like go do the thing that actually gets you Moon Pearl.
I remember there was like a terrible one where you had to go get like a bottle from Dark World to turn into Sick Kid to get the Moon Pearl or something.
Yeah, one of the qualifiers.
Or, yeah.
I remember that. It was walk all the way from the northern part of Dark World to the southern part of Dark World to get the Hookshot off of the Hype Cave guy, so you can get a bottle out of Hookshot Cave to go get the Moon Pearl off the Sick Kid. Well, I think the Sick Kid may have been in the Dark World too. I don't even know. All right, Barnage is about to get the magic bat and get his final key.
He will be in go mode. Gotta go up here.
Looks like he was about to take a detour there, but there we go. He managed to skip a couple things in the end, so that's nice.
Yeah, that is good. He didn't end up rediving Swamp Palace or Ice Palace, I don't believe.
He did Swamp. He didn't get the key to go to Ice, and he didn't go back up GT, so...
Yeah, that's right. He didn't go to Sahasrara, so he didn't get the Ice Palace key. Alrighty. So at 251.03, Maximum Barnage enters go mode.
He never got the last pod key either. Where was that at? Or maybe he did get it and just never saw it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know the cape was at Moldorm too. No, we just had a map at the Thief dropdown.
I feel like he must have gotten it, it's just not marked or something, because I don't know what else he could have skipped.
It says he has only 1 key, or he says he still has 1 key, so yeah, he must have 6.
And the only small key we never saw, of course, being the sewer key, which I assume is somewhere upstairs in Harris.
Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere else it could be.
Alright, a couple minutes away here from getting the last crystal, and then it'll be a quick trip over to Ganon, and it should be a pretty short fight with Butter and Silver.
Yeah, that's one thing about entrance. Ganon is like the least threatening thing in it.
Yeah, it is kind of funny, actually. Usually you have to worry about some cold stare action or Ice Armos. Like, Ice Armos can actually be one of the most dangerous things you do in an entrance.
Yeah, because you can get Ice Armos if you get a bunch of early GT keys, and it's just like, okay, go do it. It is there. There it is.
Is going for the 100%. It's got the it's got the small Hyrule Castle key. Well, never gonna get Bombos or the cape anyway, but
I think he actually did pick up Bombos because he went over to that side.
I think it was in the big key chest. He never went down there.
Zoomy. 2 boops on Moldorm, and that's all she wrote.
So he doesn't have all 20 hearts, but I think we saw a heart piece somewhere that just wasn't picked up, probably.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple of those that were just like,
Can't live the 20 heart dream. Feels bad.
I think the first qualifier entrance I did was 20 hearts. But that was because I pulled Ped, and I don't think Ped was required.
Yeah, like my favorite pedestal seeds are the ones that are like technically required but not actually required, like this one.
I like them
You-
when they're super early. Like, Pedestal's required to get to, like, anything.
Yeah, that doesn't happen too often, but you get a couple like that where the pedestal like really locks everything. We've had a couple pedestal seeds that were actually like hard required in the tournament so far. Somebody had mitts on theirs that led to a required entrance.
Alright, versus Ganon. Here we go.
I'm assuming that he doesn't like you too much right now, Ganon. I'm about to show you just how much he doesn't.
This may be a little violent.
Already phase 2. This should be phase 3 very quickly. It only takes 6 swings of the butter sword.
I like how he dodged the fire ring as it went out.
Yeah, it did a pretty good job there.
It's like a frame perfect trick.
Ganon's not teleporting too hard today, so that's nice.
Did we find the silver arrows with Trinex? Well, we checked everywhere else.
Yeah, I think one of the rudest things is when you like almost fill clear street and you don't find the silver.
One more boop on Ganon, and Barnage finishes up. And with an official SRL time of 2:55.38, Maximum Barnage finishes this seed. GG's.
Let's get Maximum Barnage in here for a couple minutes and get a see what he has, what thoughts he has about all this. And we are joined by Maximum Barnage. GG Maximum Barnage.
Yeah, GG, I guess.
GG.
I'm pretty happy with that sub 3, just being honest, with the mistakes that I made and having to get literally everything.
Yeah, it's quite the marathon.
Yeah, it wasn't just you.
Yeah. I just made too many stupid mistakes early, and I couldn't really recover from it. So, funny enough though, like, if I'd made the other 50-50 on which pod chest to grab when I had been in there and got the castle tower key, I was totally just going to rush that because I felt so far behind.
Yeah, that would have probably been a good play. I mean, I know Kohrek did probably almost every other check in the game that was available.
Yeah, 100%
that's
did everything.
that's sensible. I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, you don't want to go 5 minutes out of your way for one check.
No, for the record, you didn't get the Pig Ice Palace key off of Sahasrara, so that was one you let yourself out of. And then upstairs that you missed was just the cape, pretty much. I think everything that was the only thing beyond Moldorm.
Yeah, it was just a cape and a map.
Yeah, I figured, that was a pretty dumb mistake, but at the same time, I just had to play like it wasn't. I mean, like, if there was something up there, I was dead anyway, so you may as well just keep hunting.
I figured you might have got twisted around by the very crazy key logic in this one, which had you logically drag yourself all over the world like multiple times, but it was possible to break through it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there was a decent amount of time to be saved early on when I died on the fake flipper. Like, I could have, I would have been in the part of the dark world where I needed to be a little bit sooner. And then also, like, I was really disheartened when I walked. Like, I did the giant loop to get there, and then I went back into Spectacle Rock Cave and realized that I had just been there, and I could have just, like, used that exit that was right next to Thieves Town to get to where I needed to go in the dark world. It was pretty frustrating.
Yeah, that area is super dangerous to fake flipper through. Not just because of all the zeros dropping bombs on your face, but there's a lot of weird little land masses you can accidentally jump out on.
Yeah, I've done it before. Like, I've done it to cheat areas in the crossover Super Metroid randomizer. But, it's always dangerous. But I figured it was worth the risk. I knew I was a dog in this matchup, so I figured going out of my way to see what was at Dark Shopping Mall early might benefit me. And then, I got the lamp early, which was kind of nice. But, it didn't end up working out. If I'd been able to complete that fake flipper, it would have cut off a significant amount of time, I think.
Yeah, I think you would have been down in the area and gotten your hookshot and let's see what else. Master Sword? No. Yeah, mainly hookshot.
Yeah, that just led directly to the other stuff.
Yeah.
Could have been a bit quicker to last location, some of the things.
Yeah, hookshot and flute were down there. And then that led to flippers and Master Sword and
yeah, it was a pretty cool seed. The other thing I got lost on, I just spent a long time trying to figure out what entrance I had missed. And it took me a while to figure out that I should be going back to Turtle Rock to check the laser eye entrance, and that I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, but
that was important.
Yeah, by the way, there's you can just bonk in that entrance for future reference if you want to save yourself a little time. You can bonk yourself over the rail, kind of like how the hammer you.
I did not know that. I'll have to check that out.
There's also a pretty free bomb jump to do that as well. So if you don't have the boots, that's a little time save. You don't have to worry about those pokes.
Yeah, I think all you have to do is just press up against the left wall and bonk down.
I will keep that in mind. It'll keep me from having to kill those pokies too.
Yeah, it's terrible. Those things are terrible. Not the fire rod or anything.
Indeed. So, well, anyway, I was plus 22 minutes, so I'm getting pretty tired. But thanks for having me, guys, and GG Kohrek.
GG. This was a tough one.
Yeah, it was. I hope you continue on in the winners bracket in the tournament as long as you can. Keep slaying, and I'll try to clean up in the losers bracket too. So.
Yeah, we're a couple races away from determining your next opponent, but I think you're not doing too bad, so we'll see what you can pull out.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot to practice, and anytime you get to play a lot of cross keys, it's a good time. So as long as I can stay live in this tournament and keep playing, that's all I'm looking to do. So.
All right. Well, any final thoughts on this seed or tournament or anything really?
I have some unkind things to say to Magic Bat, but I don't think I can say them on stream. So I'm just gonna hold them to myself, and that's my end comment.
Kohrek, any final thoughts?
Nah, just reiterate what I was saying before. I'm having a great time, and love the matches I've had so far. Really respect my opponents, and I can't wait for Chex Megawatt. It's a fun ride forward, I think.
I look forward to seeing what happens myself. So GG to both of you. Give these guys a follow. Thanks to our trackers. And thanks to my co-com, Chloe, for joining me. And thank you guys for joining us here on Zelda Speedruns. Plenty more races to come. I think there's one happening on Zelda Speedruns 2 maybe right now. So head over that way, and everybody have a good night.